Yeah, there's a guy there.
This is.
Hey, guy, yeah, I'm giving a call about the bike that you got for sale on Craigslist.
Yep.
Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, man, beautiful. That'd be perfect, man. That's, I'm looking for a daily commuter for work to, ride down the street.
It's like a little kid's bike.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. What size is it? Is it 20? Is it a 20-inch?
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, perfect. I'm looking for something. I want something with style. I don't want these old fogey-looking 10-speeds, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, is there a day and time I can check out this flying disc saucer?
Yeah, you can check it out tomorrow if you want.
Not a problem. I'm kind of working around 9:30. I got to make a deal over before that, and then I can bounce over and see you.
That sounds good.
Hey, sweet. Now tell me, is that white? Is it an off-white or is it a pure white?
It's white with the decorations on it.
Okay, and is it got the streamers on the side of the handlebars?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, fuck, I like those streamers, but that's okay. I can get some. All right, yeah. So let's do this. And let me ask you, how's the chain? I don't want to buy another chain. Is it in good condition?
Yeah, the chain's in good shape.
All right, excellent. Then tires, how many miles you think on those?
The rear one could use a replacement pretty soon, but it'll still work for a while.
Okay, all right, that's good enough. And does it have the pedals where you go backwards and it brakes?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I'm kind of a retard when it comes to braking,
I hear you.
All right, sweet. So I'd say about like 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll give you a call, huh?
Sounds good. Great.
Excellent. I appreciate it, guy.
Thanks.
Hey, the name is Mickey, by the way.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
Flow so sick, no healing myself. Work so hard, I'm killing myself. Every now and then I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Everything I did it myself. Don't need no help, I get it myself. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Looking at the fella in the mirror like damn. I'm a big fan, big bro, you the man. Getting to the bread and you making these jams. Reminding myself who the hell I am. Nigga, you the greatest, you just underrated. Put him on your playlist, he better than your favorite. I ain't never had me no seat at the Grammys, but I'm still winning cause I'm feeding my family. Yeah, young and I'm black and I'm handsome. Sorry, but you not seeing me, I'm a fan. Yeah, don't let me get thrown like a tantrum. He already feeling himself, don't ample. You can try to beat him, but you can't get close. When I get in my bag, I'm way too dope. When I get into the lab, I elevate my folks. Did a show with Rock Kim cause I ain't no joke. Flow so sick, no healing myself. Work so hard, I'm killing myself. Every now and then I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Everything I did it myself. Don't need no help, I get it myself. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Yeah, like I'm Beyonce. Sometimes I feel like I'm Kanye. Word of my madre. I move like a boss, I can never have an off day. I am that nigga. He could be bigger, but he's still not sicker. He could be richer, but he's still not iller. You can try to run up on me if you want to, but I always got real ones around me like strippers. Yeah, one chain on, but I'm different. Yeah, thinking I'm a quick, keep wishing. Yeah, you gon' have to bring me a clone if you wanna come bring me some real competition. Yeah, mirror on the wall. Show me who the illest of them all. Killing niggas off, feeling myself, I ain't feeling none of y'all. Flow so sick, no healing myself. Work so hard, I'm killing myself. Every now and then I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Everything I did it myself. Don't need no help, I get it myself. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Flow so sick, no healing myself. Work so hard, I'm killing myself. Every now and then I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Everything I did it myself. Don't need no help, I get it myself. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
Warning: this show contains content and language some may find offensive. It is intended for mature audiences only. If you are easily offended, do not like to hear explicit language, or just have a whack and horrible sense of humor, you should probably stop watching right now. If you are still here, it means you are awesome and want to have a good time with us. If that's the case, we salute you. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, where is it? it? Why haven't they found it?
Veruca, sweetheart, I'm not a magician. Give me time.
I want it now. What's the matter with those twats down there?
Yo, what is good, everybody? We are live. We are here. And we have a motherfucking stellar show.
Stellar as well.
Next week. No, it's
Stellar.
today. I'm joking. No, what's good? I am your host. This is the Just Being Frank show. I'm Frank Marvici. Got our other host here. We got motherfucking Almighty L.
Yes, sir.
We got motherfucking Justo in the house. What's up, Justo? What's good, bro? And oh shit, my bad, wrong one. And then
Sabotage.
and then now, so, and I want to introduce our special guest tonight. But I know you got three names. I probably should have asked you before we went live. What do you prefer to be referred like out of the three names? Watch it be like Brian. No.
So like, you know.
Oh, you want to go a little closer to the mic?
I got you. So like, you call me Jackson.
Oh, is this off? I think it's off. Hold on. There we go.
Don't put it.
We live.
Yeah, there we
Check,
go.
check. Yeah, sir. We in there. But you know, Jackson, Izhon, either way it goes, it's me.
We got Jackson over in the motherfucking house.
Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Why did that your whole government on the screen like that? You told him to do that?
Because he's a
Hey, man,
designer.
that's
Yeah,
me.
he told me to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did what I was sent.
I was gonna say, God damn, niggas telling everybody. What if you have warrants?
I try to be.
Nah,
I try to be very
He's
mindful.
clean.
Nah, but it'd be crazy though. You know what I mean? Like, you have
no
the whole
cap.
government on it.
If L sends me a name, I put it as he
As I
sends
sent it.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
and I usually ask them how they want to be. I don't want to say called.
Yo,
but
it's
what they want to
crazy
go by.
though how many people are like unprepared. And now, mind you, I don't like if you're just starting out, you don't know how to necessarily like market yourself and or how to put your shit together. Like we all had had to start somewhere, right? Like I
Yeah.
get it. It's just a lot more prevalent than I thought. Like some of the shit is like common sense to me personally, right? But some people don't have like they'll send you songs where there's no title to it, so you don't even like once you play it one time and it gets lost in your whole shuffle. I'll never know who the fuck you are again and until I click on you. But if I got 1,500 songs, what do you think is the chance of me probably coming back to your one that just says track 2?
I think in terms of that, preparation comes from the lack of seriousness on the receiver's end. So like usually like let's use the songs for example. If someone's sending songs to somebody and they're not titled, usually they're sending songs to somebody who isn't as organized and structured as we are. You get what I'm saying?
Or who's
so you
mixing
get
them down for him and sending them to him too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the engineers will just quickly.
So I think it's unprofessionalism on all levels to where whoever's caught in between just kind of just falls.
Goes with the flow in a sense.
Yeah, like if I sent you a track and you never complain, why would I send anybody else a track with a title on it? You know, I'm assuming that everyone's cool with it. You get what I'm saying?
Ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
some shit's just common sense to me though. Like why wouldn't you want your name, like the name of you?
No,
and
because
your track
nobody
clearly.
else. Well, because nobody else is saying anything.
You honestly have to remind yourself too. Like,
I'm sorry. What
I've learned.
Fucking asshole. Yeah, we're gonna start nice. I like this. You have to remind yourself how fucked up you used to be in this whole situation. Like
I don't
you used to
disagree.
do a lot of things and unlabel a fucking bunch of them.
So I will say, I'm not saying that I haven't had a start myself, right? But generally speaking, the shit that I wouldn't name or anything like that, it's stuff that was passing around internally. You know what I'm saying? If I did do that,
But when did
we
you
were fucked up. We put
course.
stupid titles.
Yes.
We put like semen stains.
Yes.
You name so many things after a while, like you forget what the name shit. You don't want to just do track 1, track 2, track 3, instrumental one. So it would just be
'Cause a lot
stupid
of this
shit,
wasn't named at the
whole
time.
wall.
A lot of the shit that we made at the time weren't named.
There.
Like you came up
Right.
with the name after it was.
Yeah, how many times you gonna do unnamed 1, unnamed 3?
it got a little like redundant and stupid.
Yeah, because think about just like when we put out that Black Friday mixtape. That alone had how many tracks on it? Like 18 tracks, didn't it? Something like that. 17.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it had a lot of tracks on it, but that's
you
the tracks that
listened to
made
that?
it.
You listen to that?
No, I was just saying like the eight
Oh, to have that
amount of
much
tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like a lot of times people are very when it comes to like releasing music at all, or release projects as a whole, are very like kind of like skimp nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna give like a
7-8 tracks.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
So when you send things to people, are they always labeled the way they are?
Well, he's not an artist.
No, I'm saying like even like the merch or whatever.
So that's why we brought this up, is because he's actually one that came prepared.
No, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Like
when did you actually like decide like this is what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna have my shit together?
Honestly, literally since the start, I'm a firm believer in, you know, your product is gonna represent who you are as a person. If I want to be looked at as a person of who's well put together, that, you know, has everything, like, his lack of a better phrase, ducks in a row, I gotta make sure that that's mimicked in my product. You dig what I'm saying? So like, I wanted to make sure that everything was everything from the start. So when I launch, I could be good to go from the beginning. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
when you thought about launching, did you think about the products you were going to launch first, or the actual logo or design or type of thing that you were going to do? Like, which way did you go first?
All right, so kind of like a little backstory about the brand as a whole. It literally started as like my hairstyle. You know, so I, you know, cut my hair off. You know, a lot of times, you know, everybody had like those blowout haircuts. You remember with the little new dread sponge and all that. So I cut my hair to get waves. And my brand kind of started with being wave focused. So that created the term, well, not created the term, the word Waveiture actually was stemmed from me from somebody who was reacting to my hair when I took my do-rag off. This is actually...
I said she's on her way.
So he said like Waveiture, he said, yo, those aren't just waves on your head, that's Waveiture. You know, so that word was kind of given to me subconsciously. So when I started the brand, that kind of came back. So I was just like, all right, Waveiture, this, that, and the third. So when I started the merch, to kind of fast forward, when I wanted to put it on clothing, my logo was different before. I wanted my logo to be a little more seamless, that could be put on multiple different things and still look good. So I kind of swapped out the logo to make sure it looked good enough to be on clothing. And, you know, more than just on the back of a brush. You dig what I'm saying? Because that was one of the first products I had.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure like it was seamless, something that could be put on multiple different things. And, you know, as we have in front of me, you know, through the grace of all the work I put in, the logo is on multiple things, and it looks good on each thing. So that was like kind of like my moniker. Just
and like he was known for the waves, like he still is, but like that's what sparked this entire thing. Like his shit is like a full on 360.
I can appreciate anybody too that thinks about.
That's under there?
Yeah,
I can appreciate.
But his shits are crazy.
You want me on rag?
I mean, might as well. You might as well now.
I got y'all.
Yeah, nah, his shits are crazy, and it started. Then they started sponsoring you first because of it. Like people started just sending you products.
Oh,
like,
so this is what his product could do for you.
Yeah, he was like,
just let your soul shine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit look fake.
Yeah,
Nah, that's the best.
It looked like Minecraft.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
He be wavy.
Nah, so
It's all voxeled.
I kind of got like, at one point, it's funny how you brought up my sponsors. I kind of got tired of just promoting other people's things, because I'm like, you know, I could do this myself.
Yeah.
You know, through this seeking of any and all knowledge, everything is, you know, especially with our cell phones now, everything's literally at the disposal of your fingertips. So I started,
especially not even just looking up the knowledge too, but actual apps and shit to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the crazy shit.
Yeah, that's where we are.
And I can appreciate too, like when you're talking about coming up with the logo. That was one of the things I tried to keep in mind when I came up with the logo as well. Is like, I want something that was clean and easy, and not only could look good on shit, but you can put on anything, and it would be unmistakable. You know what I'm saying? Or had the chance at least to be that fucking notorious piece. So there's a lot of people that don't think of that shit. I see some horrible fucking logos, and I'm like, oh, you have such a great company or an idea, product, whatever it is, but that's not going to get you any growth. But how do you say that to some people sometimes? You know what I'm saying? You know,
especially nowadays where people take criticism so personally, it's like, you know, they lack that sense of being like coachable. That's one thing I had to kind of, you know, work with in myself, is just being able to take criticism in as they're trying to help you, not they're trying to like defame you or belittle you, or, you know, say that you're less of who you are.
Do you think, because you said coachable, and it made me just think, it triggered a thought. Do you think that people who grow up in doing sports are more susceptible to success, in the sense of because they are coachable, because they are used to being coached, versus someone who doesn't have that experience or doesn't have that doesn't know what it's like to be on the field, working with the team, having somebody say, yo, go this way, go that way. You get what I'm saying? There's a little bit more structure, even down to like the drills and the practices and all that. Like, you have to be part of a system, and it becomes rigorous.
Exactly.
And I think that I just have a theory that I feel like people that deal with that rigorous experience are more susceptible to a lot more, or I should say they gain more reward out of the effort that they put in, because they can take the criticism, because
you miss a whole bunch of fucking information if you're not willing to listen to others.
Yeah.
Right.
A whole bunch of it. You can only find so much on your own.
But do you think it's harder for individuals that don't have that?
I think the underlying...
I'm sorry. I was real quick. I would just say either they're going to try and find it. They have to find it their own way.
Yeah.
Or come up with their own thing, or they're more likely to fail or not achieve. I would say, if they're not coached.
I think like the underlying factor that you're kind of coming to is like the level of having discipline.
Yeah.
And able to work for a greater goal. You know, through like the idea of sports, like the characteristics that you gain to become a better athlete, you could easily mirror those to become a better person, to become a better business owner, to become a better whatever title you want to be. So I think those who play sports understand those concepts at an early age, at like borderline at a subconscious level.
Yeah.
So it's like it becomes more natural.
Yeah.
So if somebody is trying to help you out, you can see it through like a coach eyes.
Right.
Versus this person who is targeting me.
Right. Just telling you what to do.
I agree. Me, I play sports, and I could only be coached by somebody who actually played the sport. So like if you don't know nothing about what you're talking about, you can't really coach me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like it's situational. In that
So it's basically, you could take the coaching from somebody as long as they're...
Who's excelling in what they're trying to coach.
Yeah.
Like if you're telling me how to get money and you ain't got no money, like, what are we doing?
My only shit is, I guess, there is a lot of people, it's easier to teach than it is to do. But that you can't... I understand what you're saying. You can't necessarily dismiss. I would say one of the biggest things that if you first and foremost understand that no matter what, to any type of a level, you're being coached, right? Because even if I look up a YouTube video on how to do something, that person is now coaching me in reality, right? Mm-hmm. So I think for some reason, though, people attribute that to learning on their own rather than having someone that guide them that has that experience. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's more research-based. But at the same time, like,
but it's still the same shit.
But they're teaching you something, coaching you do something that they're familiar with.
Well, but you know, when you have someone that's coaching you, though, you're doing more than getting like their perspective on how to achieve that goal, right? You're also getting someone that teaches you motivation, not to give up, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it can give you that pep talk.
It's more hands-on.
Yeah, so mind you, I played sports when I was younger. Like I think I probably stopped by like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can see it easily attributed to someone.
Yeah, not saying that there aren't more. That
you don't have to be coached.
Right. You don't, and you don't have to have played sports to be successful.
Right.
I'm just saying. When he said that, it just sparked a thought because he said coachable. And I'm like, shit. I wonder if because I know people who are
field,
but I know people who are not coachable.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Not coachable.
And most of them aren't sports orientated. They may watch a couple games or whatever, but they weren't avid players.
I've learned in life, even through my own experiences, right? People are good at some things and are not at others, right?
That's the balance of life.
Right. So sometimes it's hard trying to fit that square fucking peg in a round hole. You know, and we may try, but I think that's another part of being a good coach is knowing when this just ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There is that part too, because you have to see it in that individual as well, or not.
Like,
I guess
like the relationship of like the who is say like that playing that coaching realm does come into play because it's like, for example, like growing up, my father was my basketball coach. You know, for the most part of my life. You know, shout out to Pops.
Shout out to Fred, man.
Nah, facts, great guy, great guy.
Hey Nadine, hey Ma.
Yeah, Mom Deuce is great too. So like my pops, like growing up, you know, was my coach basically on the court and off the court. So I value you know, his word, you know, whether it was through a basketball lens or through a life lens, because that's the relationship. When I moved on to playing AAU and I developed a new coach, you know, me and that coach developed a great relationship. Shout out Kirk Smith. was my AAU coach. Met him through LeVar Click, another great guy.
Yeah.
You know, and through having a good relationship.
I'm sorry, would you play hockey, you said?
Nah, my little cousin do, but I was a hooper growing up, you know, playing basketball. You know, got a basketball tatted on me right here. Love the game. You know,
He doesn't know local sports.
You know,
I mean, I don't know local sports.
You don't know LeVar Click?
I don't know like local sports.
Do you know
like
what he coaches?
stars?
Do you know what he coaches?
No.
Basketball.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I on coach level stuff like that. I don't. I'm not in the school circuit.
I only know that because he coaches for our team that we work at. You know,
Let's say, yeah.
we work at. That's all.
I can't even front. I do not know.
It was just a dart. I had one. You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, what doesn't he head an organization? You said it was LeVar. Was his first name?
Yeah.
He heads an organization, doesn't he?
He's actually like up there.
I think. I think I was a part of an event for like one of the newspapers or something like that. That was doing kind of like an honorary, like awarding people.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like city council.
I think he was at that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not just a coach.
Right.
Nah, he's more than a coach now.
Yeah.
He's like
I'm actually, I get happy to hear stuff like that though, like people that are actually like got a good heart, want to do the right thing, that are actually stepping up and taking leadership roles. You know what I'm saying? Because we can all talk about it, but
and being able to see the results of those leadership roles. You get what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You see a balanced being before you, you know, that came under the tutelage of said people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And me personally, like, I get a kick out of that, more or less, of what resulted out of the work versus the work itself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah, you're one of those guys.
Yeah,
just wants the end result. You know,
not the end result.
I'm just fucking with you.
Not the end. Well, it's part true though.
I think we're all like that.
Yo, this dude said the other day he's having a personal conversation with me, and then I said something, and he said, how did you say it? He was like, so you think like a woman? Like, because you think like a woman. And I started dying. Like, I could not, because I knew he didn't mean it that way, but meant it that way. You know what I mean? And then now I'm thinking,
he's always saying he's detached emotionally.
I am. I'm not.
And he said niggas
that
be
is
emotional.
A super female thing to say.
And I said to him,
no, they're emotional. So that's not even.
I said, you think more like a woman. That's why you don't. That's why you're lying yourself better with certain things.
I was telling him. He was thinking that I was at first saying that I position myself by using people's attraction towards me. And I was saying, but the attraction comes from both genders. I just utilize, I'm able to identify positions of power and align myself with positions of power, and then use that to my advantage to put me in position of power. So he said that's thinking like a woman. Huh?
Kind of like a networking thing, like.
It's a little bit more beyond that, actually. Like, I literally could, I could say if I come into a room, I probably even shouldn't be giving my shit up. But say like, if I come into a room, I can easily identify.
Hold on. You have to call the number on the screen and donate $20 to keep up with this information.
20. 10.
I can identify the power in the room, right? And then rather than try to struggle for power, because I'm not an alpha and I'm not a beta. I'm more like an omega male. So it's like I don't need to like try to overpower you. I don't need to cower out. I can just observe who's in power and then align myself with that individual, however that looks.
Okay.
And then once that's aligned, that usually puts me in a position where I'm comfortable. My whole objective isn't to get over people. It's to make sure that I'm not uncomfortable.
I feel that.
You get, and sometimes with me vying for not being uncomfortable, it puts me above others.
Nah, I dig what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Like the energy level.
Yeah, like I don't, if I know there's a nigga like swinging his balls around, I get smooth away from that.
Thanks.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really need to like
I ain't jigging with that. I'm over here.
Yeah, unless we're doing some jokes.
Ain't you pausing?
What, swinging balls around?
You ain't pausing?
I mean, there was a whole bunch of pause moments.
Really?
I kind of just let it go.
Are you serious? Well, the swinging balls.
You said I attract both both.
I'm just being honest.
I know, I get you, but
yeah.
So he said there's mad pause moments.
But I think that.
But honestly, I don't really do like didn't fuck with the pause shit. Maybe an occasional no homo.
Y'all could have paused. That one.
No. But these motherfuckers are the ones that got me doing pause on every fucking.
It's hilarious.
It is. Sometimes it's fucking absolutely hilarious.
Somebody else noticed that there was pause moments, in the way that it's viewed.
I was just trying to let the conversation.
But I don't pause. I just let it ride out.
So I think he let it ride out because he just let it ride out. Right. He let it. That's crazy.
See what I mean?
But he let it ride out. Legacy wouldn't have let it ride out.
Nah, he would. Hell no. He
wouldn't have. He would have just.
He would have been on his 63rd gay comment already.
Oh, why?
I guarantee. That's just the way he is.
No, but that's how he's wired, and it does add a little spice to the show.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fucking hilarious. Don't get it twisted.
The world is crazy.
But then I couldn't have got my.
The world's a beautiful place. Society's crazy, but the world's beautiful.
No,
yo, give me that. That's what I'm saying.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if you feel like you have to pause because someone else may feel uncomfortable.
No, we're in 2023.
You know what makes me feel uncomfortable? You not talking into that fucking mic and people being like, "What is this guy saying?"
I don't know.
We can hear some shit.
Is that worthy?
Nah,
I feel like that was worthy though.
Whatever you're saying's worthy.
Your mic?
Yeah, to my face, like to my mouth.
No,
like,
all of this is a pause.
That's a pause.
Like
Not
the way you just had your hand is a pause.
Not the action. Not the action of you coming in.
You acknowledging the action.
Straighten his wrist out a little bit. You seen it?
Nah, the only reason why I'm saying this shit, yo, is because we have conversations at work on a regular
You said
basis.
some weird shit today.
I did, right?
Yeah,
What
you
did I
said
say?
cock. Like in front of a bunch of guys.
I get people with super sus. I'm like, yo, that was super sus.
Mind you, I said Miss Cox. I didn't say Cox.
Yo, one of the guys moved smooth away.
Yeah, he hopped over the curb.
Yeah,
He
got smooth away. He said, "Whoa,
Hopped right up on the sidewalk. Mind you, he's not an average sized guy. He's kind of.
And these are administrators.
Hopped right over.
So when he's saying it doesn't matter, you got administration moving away.
I kind of embrace the uncomfortableness of it, to be honest with you.
I know you do. Now you get a kick out of it.
Far in life, you gotta, be okay with being uncomfortable.
But that's he says that actually.
That's real.
The funny thing about him, that's
what
uncomfortable. But that's what makes him him.
Yeah, I swear,
My mom said she could barely hear you.
I'm not gonna be unapologetic for my secureness in my.
Yeah, you ain't gotta necessarily get.
You feel me?
Super.
Yeah, there you go again. See, put it right there, right? It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right?
That's funny.
Nah, but at the end of the day, like I feel like I'm so secure in my manhood that I don't feel the need to pause.
I dig.
Like so, at the end of the day, like I just let people do what
I and
they
I's
want,
here
dude.
too.
I let
check.
Yeah, that's
they
good.
want to say, however they want to say, take it how you want to take it. If you want to pause for me, go ahead.
Hey, one thing I learned from
Frank.
I was reading this book called The Master Yourself.
I actually have that.
It's a great book. And it basically said like you can't control the way other people perceive what you say. Only thing that you can control is what you say. So if you can't control, what somebody else's like perception of what you say, then don't even put no energy into how they react to it. And that goes into what we were talking about earlier in the four agreements. It's crazy because it's written by the same author of not taking things personal. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like if I say something to person A and person A reflects in a certain way, I can't get upset about the way that they react because it's not about me. It's about their perception of what I said.
Right.
It's not what I said.
Right.
So it's like that's everything like in life as a whole is all about like perception.
You want that? A shot?
No, I'm straight for right now.
No.
I in the building, good fellas. God bless you.
Yeah,
Target.
This one's been missing. This one's been missing, and she came with Yeezy sandals and shit. Like I'm done.
Got the good money home runners on.
Shout out, good money.
You got to put her on.
They got them slides. Got to be Waveiture by the time you leave here. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. We outside with it.
She ain't got the right ones on. You got to put her on.
Got for the Waveiture joints.
We will. We'll cross that bridge.
But yeah, so that perception thing goes back to like what we were talking about too off camera on how everything is literally subjective.
Exactly.
Like there's not nothing that's not.
I think the only
opinionated.
I was gonna say the only thing I think makes a difference is how much people are in agreement and their subjectiveness,
or the idea of subjectivity in general isn't subjective.
Yeah. Would you pour a shot already? This girl don't play. She comes in and get it. She's like, let's get lit.
Yeah, I'm good for it now.
Turn up.
Damn, this is a big shot.
Yeah, she got you with
I ain't
double?
drinking until you cheers me.
You want to switch little pint? Is that one smaller?
Yeah, it is.
But now back
that.
on like
you don't feel that weight.
Like the everything being subjective is like is what you decide to be your fact, and what you decide that is going to be your way of thinking or your way of processing information or the way you dissect something. It all depends on the individual. You know, so we all kind of together create this collective version of what's the word I'm looking for? Of what's acceptable or what's not.
You know what it is? I call it the bell curve. All right, think about it. Bell curve.
Yeah, we're thinking.
So you got the bulk of the bell curve on the subject at hand.
Exactly.
Right? You're always going to have some people that wholeheartedly believe in something, some that don't at all.
Where do
and
they
a
fall in
bunch
that bell curve, though?
That's what he's getting to. Or saying that that's the
That's the subjectiveness. That's what would make any variance is how much that bell curve leans towards
But which
down
is the
or up.
greater or
So the plateau of it, right, would be the people that
The masses.
that agree. The masses that agree. Right, that makes killing a baby bad. The bell curve would there'd probably be some very short end on that one. I would think the masses would be.
But are you
but it
saying
still could
that
it differs per subject. So that's what differentiates something that's subjective, I would say, at least. So everything's subjective. You're correct, 100%.
But are you saying that now that because it's the masses is leaning more towards whatever?
I'm not necessarily saying that always makes something right because it's still subjective. But what I'm saying, that's like kind of what differentiates
how people
the
could
matter
rule
at hand
subjectivity
and rule
out.
That stems from like the idea of the collective consciousness.
No. I would say each opinion that's subjective, right? There's going to be a bell curve on it. So what I'm saying is each individual subject that we talk about is going to have its bell curve. So if everything's subjective, the only difference would be in that subjectiveness, at least is the level of the masses that are agreeing or disagreeing.
Now I'm picking that up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really the only thing that's different. So yes, everything is subjective. The only difference is how much people may believe in one thing or the other.
Exactly.
I know for a fact.
I just took the long way around. That's
a great way of explaining it though, because it gives a visual to some people who may not be able to grasp it.
Yeah.
You know, he's basically saying like for those of you guys who
it's like a circle.
Nah, for real. So.
What you were saying? What?
So it's basically like what side of the extreme you on? Either like there's black, there's white, then there's a whole bunch of gray. The gray is like the collective conscious of everybody. The black or the white is like the extremes. You know, whether you're for or you're against or you're somewhere in the middle. And a lot of people be somewhere in the middle and allow other people around them to influence their decision, and that's what creates the collective consciousness of the gray. Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact he's very calculative on the way he speaks, for the most part. Like, he thinks about his conversations and his even his sentences as...
Got to. Words have power.
No, but at the end of the day, I'm a straight shooter. I don't think it through. Like, I just... As it comes to my brain, it comes right out my mouth. I'll have no filter.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's... Which way would you feel more comfortable being? You obviously align yourself along with him.
Yeah, because I feel like, well, personally through my lens, because I only can speak through my lens, is like I understand that your words have power and that your word could affect other people differently. Mm-hmm. I could say a joke to you and you might take it one way. I could say a joke to you and you might take it another way.
No, I wouldn't.
You know,
we're kind of similar.
You know, so it's just like the way people might perceive what you say, you know, always, it varies. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes I will pick and choose my words depending on who I'm talking to, just to be kind of mindful of, you know, how they may take it, you know, due to the relationship between me and that person.
Right. See, mindful is a word I learned last year.
Oh, yeah, I remember when you learned that one.
That's legit. Like, I had to be mindful of my own, you know what I mean?
Of your surroundings,
no
right?
bullshit.
And understand
that
your work ethic.
Everybody didn't have the same outlook as myself. Because, like, I would come in conflict, so, like,
all the time.
Expecting you to look at things the same way I would.
And see, that's one thing is big. Like, you can't have expectations for anything. Expectations is the leader for disappointment. Is expecting
expectations.
That's the root of a lot of like stuff.
So that's also why I also say like the one thing is like I can subjectively believe in a lot of shit, but I always reserve my right to be wrong. Because at the end of the day, I don't know. It is subjective, and I don't want to put any limitations or statutations on my experience and my knowledge and so forth, right?
You expect the chair to be sturdy.
Yeah, I can't. That's a very great
expectation.
Point. Right. So
expectations are necessary.
You know, but
or you won't take that step.
But I think at the end of the day, you just can't.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm back.
To actually back up what I and I saying, at least like you know a chair's well, you don't know if a chair's sturdy. You expect it to be sturdy, yeah, but you don't know.
No shit.
So
But I guess what I'm saying too is if you also always reserve at least the right to be wrong, no matter how much you believe in something, it never puts a limitation on what you can.
That's
can
true.
learn.
I always reserve that right, and or attempt to reserve that right. Even in this case, where she said that, you expect the chair to be sturdy. It's challenging the expectation
your car,
thing.
There's a
when you
lot
put
of
the
people
key in
that-
the ignition to turn on.
Yeah.
Does it always do that? No.
No. So
But you
expect a light bulb to turn on?
Maybe we have to change the word we're using for the minor expectations.
Right.
Because I think of expectations on a grander scale, but that doesn't take away from the fact of what you're saying. Like, you do expect the chair to be sturdy so you don't fall. You do expect to get in your car and turn it on. I think we need to just find another word. Because you are
I
right.
hope my car starts.
No.
You don't hope now.
So, because the key
It is
is
what
to
it is.
remove. Right. The key is
It's to remove the expectation.
Is to remove the expectation.
But there's no way to actually. I don't think as human beings we have that ability.
I will
did
say,
up until you said that. So now you created. That's a dilemma for me. So now I'm gonna try to get around that expectation. I'm serious.
No, so I will
like that
say
it's a
in the
challenge.
last
Yeah.
6
He gonna be
months,
checking chairs
I've been
every
trying
time
to
he
like
sits
the things that I would so I've generally speaking have always lived a it is what it is type life, right? But
You?
so
Mr. Type A.
let me finish. But you obviously know there's some things that I get fucking pissed off about. You know what I'm saying? So those things that I get mad about or that irritate me or whatever, I would say for like the last 6 months, I've been really like working on not having causing reaction out of me. And I will say, dude, handling that shit is way easier when you just take a second. Like I can't say I never get annoyed or whatever, you know what I mean? I'd be lying to you. But for the most part, I don't blow up like I used to. And
That's growth. That's maturity.
yeah,
bro.
it
That's
achieved
fire.
more. Thank you. I appreciate
Hit
it.
the
I've been consciously putting effort into it, and I will say the results have been great.
And that's the start of everything.
again.
One thing that I've learned. Yes, sir.
These two.
You deserve your flowers on that. For real.
Thank you.
If you realize,
I still got work to do. Don't get it twisted.
Everyone
I don't have
does.
it figured out. but-
For real. I think it's not even just about having it figured out. It's to be willing to put forth the effort of figuring it out. And I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people would rather be stuck in their ways and that's just me versus actually working on.
That's a
becoming
supreme. It is what it
100%.
is.
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree
so
with that
it
statement.
literally starts with just the
Being aware.
awareness.
Yeah, being
You know,
self-aware.
That's the reason why like the Gallery of Izhon is like another part of like my brand that I've been starting. Just putting forth concepts of the learnings and
Intention.
That's what it is.
to what I do.
Now, out of all things to do, though, what gave you like the spark of doing this? Like, what is it that
Of like the Gallery of Izhon or just
like designing and so like what?
Just being me.
Yeah, being you. Like
just
what?
being me. Like growing up, I always wanted to be different.
What's your inspiration then? Like what? If you like, was it something you seen? You're like, that's what I want to do. Like what?
It's literally just being me and figuring out ways to just show more of me and weaving what I like to do and who I like to be into some form of a career path. For example, like I pride myself on being different. I never wanted to kind of be like everybody else. So as I was saying, when I cut my hair, everybody else had the quote unquote like, I don't want to say like the nappy look because I hate that that term is kind of
Free.
derogatory,
It was-
but the
it's more
textured
natural.
look,
Yeah.
the textured look. So I was over that. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to have the same haircut, so I cut my hair and that started like getting my waves going, and that literally birthed this.
What inspires your creativity? Like, does it come from just inspiration, like a love of art, pain?
It's being a product of my environment. I grew up from
Rich white family.
I want to go to that extent, but I had a lot of creators in my life. My grandfather's an artist. Shout out to Sam Bash. Shout out my grandfather. I had my uncle, God rest his soul, Flip, who's a creator within himself. The man
Rest
to
in
my
peace,
left,
Flip.
yes sir. Keep him with me at all times. The man to my left is a great creator. Got a lot of inspiration from him, and it just literally is like it's in my DNA to be a creator. And honestly, it's our God-given abilities to create, because God made us
Everyone has the
He
ability
made us
to
in the
create,
likeness
right?
of Him, and He's the greatest creator of all. So He basically created us to continue to create for this thing that we call life.
See, now the subjective bell curve on that would be is there's some people that are shitty artists. Let's be real, right? But you got to look at it as that's still what art to that person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But at
So-
the same time,
I
everybody
said-
starts somewhere, right?
Oh,
And
most
if you're
certainly.
not willing to
Most certainly.
self-reflect, right?
Yeah, you gotta
and
start on stick
adjust.
figures.
A lot of people who probably
facts.
are dope now were shit back then.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've actually seen that.
Yeah, but you,
like
don't
firsthand.
you don't have to actually be an artist to actually create something.
No,
No.
you don't.
So, but
Anyone
that's
can
what.
create.
But that.
we have like.
So, do you guys all believe that? Was
Yeah.
she saying that
You-
everyone could create?
Yeah,
Everybody's
you,
an artist
you
in some way
literally
or form.
can. You can make the shittiest fucking Lego house,
Is that what you mean?
but you created that Lego house.
Or do you mean on
still
a high
created.
level?
On a higher level, we all can create.
She-
we are all
she's
set
saying
to
on a
create.
higher level.
So as a man
Higher
thinketh
level
in
as
his
far
heart, so is he. Right?
No, I'm not
It starts-
challenging
it
this.
starts in your
I'm
mind,
proposing.
Right, because the same concept, right? Manifestation versus boom, Christianity, faith, beliefs,
Yeah,
right? We all
yeah.
kind of stem from that. You manifest by what? Thinking about something. Everything starts as a thought,
Mm-hmm.
and you breathe life into that thought.
Yeah, once you
Okay.
thought it, life is in it.
All right.
You know what I
And-
mean?
Once you
it-
harp
Today
on
was
it-
a learning day for me.
If you think about it, you create everything that you go through on like on your day-to-day basis.
subconsciously.
Like
It starts in
Yeah, you make your own
subconscious.
history.
I believe that.
Exactly. You create everything you do from
And you decide
the-
to have a bad day, or you decide to have a good day.
Yeah, everyone.
So
writes-
by default,
everyone's
we're
a story,
creators.
the star
are.
of their own story. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and like no matter what you choose to do with that story, whether it's chill all
So that's
day.
the part.
So mind you, there's books that stay on the shelf.
Some
right?
people
And
are
then there's-
extras,
and then
and
there's
extra as hell.
New York bestsellers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of books that are written we don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
But that doesn't make it not good.
I'm
You
not
guys,
saying
you two
that.
are. You guys are on fire today.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is those books are still written. Sometimes some people get
Yeah,
a hold
just
of
because
them.
you didn't open it, don't mean that it doesn't exist. Yeah,
Right.
that's wild.
And also like I think to think about that makes like the story's infinite when you think about it.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm really trying to be in a space of like, who am I to judge your life anyways? I can sit here and say you're
Who am I to go to your library?
Yeah. or borrow the same book. You know what I mean?
I just wonder like who's the actual one that puts the stamp on it that says like this is it.
As far as what?
Like anything.
New York Times.
Like who made Basquiat
Like
who
who
he is?
stamps on how
Basquiat
close-
made Basquiat who
So
he is.
how
No, but
who dictates
stamped him?
how close you should be to the mic when you're talking on a podcast?
I think that
I don't want this shit in my mouth. I'm
You don't have
sorry.
to have it in your mouth.
That's
We're
how I
all
feel.
doing
No, I'm
fine.
not.
I
know
think
you're
that
not
You just
stamp
gotta be
comes from the
conscious.
vast majority.
You
You
gotta
know how
be-
we was talking about like that gray area on the bell curve.
Picasso,
That's
like,
what creates that stamp. Is who every like popularity, basically.
Yeah.
In a lack of a better phrase, like whatever becomes popular or what people want to be a part of is what becomes the norm or becomes the stamp.
Fact.
So, for example, you said like in the library, books being on the shelf. That book got to the shelf, but popularity is what got the other books that are bought.
Right.
The book, that's a great book that's still on the shelf because it got
Yeah,
there. Barnes and Noble wouldn't be selling a book if that book wasn't looking to be purchased. But the books that are
Right.
sold out are the books that are made popular from.
And it
the
doesn't make those good books either.
exactly. It just makes them good bestsellers.
Yeah.
Like
Trap
literally,
music's
that's
not great music.
Yo, you think they had bots back then?
say that again.
You think they had bots back then?
Bots and
Bots.
for like books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not a bot, but
That's crazy.
I think everything
Like,
could be
you know what I
skewed.
mean? Like,
Everybody can't agree
Anything
that
can be-
Mary J is not a great artist.
no, I'm just
Hey,
saying.
hey,
Like,
hey,
who
I don't know about
stamped
that.
on it?
Hey,
I
hey.
had to.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
know. That's Auntie Mary right
Pump
there.
the brakes.
I'm just saying, like, for instance, like, who's to say that there wasn't bots that created those books and made those books what they are?
Dude,
That's
that's
how it
been
is in
going
music
on.
a lot
now.
That's been going on for the longest fucking time. People buying up shit just to make it look like their own shit's fucking.
It's lit.
Like,
yeah.
if
That's why you
have
could
a-
buy
if-
followers
yeah.
on
if-
Instagram.
If you have $1 million, you wrote a book.
You don't think-
and your book's not everything, but you spent $100,000 on those books, and you bought them all at $1.
Yeah,
Now
you don't
done
write
bought-
fake reviews.
But you bought
It was great.
but you
Love the
bought
writing.
But you bought 100,000.
That's bodish.
Yeah.
But you bought 100,000.
It is. That's what the start of it
I
is.
think
That's
the-
what
I
now
think
they sell.
no. I got
Someone
the
found a
perfect
way to
answer.
automate it.
The bot is your ambassadors now. It's the people you have promote your like that book or that pair of sneakers. You know, Nike.
Influencers?
Think about like Nike for example. Got Michael Jordan. Nike was nothing before
Right.
they signed
Yeah, they're just
Jordan.
track shoes.
Everybody wanted to be Nike because
They're
they wanted
waffle
to be
racers.
like Mike. You dig what I'm saying? That's why
Forrest
people was
Gump
buying
ran
Nike.
in them, though.
Their bot was their ambassador.
Got you.
Yeah.
That was the bot before of course, the regular you buy a bot and they, run the numbers up and skew it. But the bot came from, whoever, had the majority in that popularity within themselves to boost your brand.
What do you think AI was made for?
What if
to be
Picasso
a bot?
That's the next
That's what
bot.
it's doing.
But that's the next bot.
It's already doing it. It's already writing
AI
out.
No, but I'm
for a long
saying, like,
time,
it's-
or even before now.
It's executing already at the same type of a level, right? It's doing
Higher.
it's automating something for somebody.
But I'm saying it's replacing the bot.
Yeah, it's all the
For
same
what?
thing.
Really,
if you
they're
think
all
about it,
they're
it's
all
just
in
the
the
next
same
evolution of it.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. They're all in the same vein.
But it all came.
just different
It all
chapters.
comes from the same mind of have something else do it for me. When it boils down to it, that's the only reason why you automate something.
What if-
So
what if
for
Picasso
factories,
had a fucking fire?
they automate car makes, right? Because they didn't want to fucking pay all the individual workers, and they also wanted to be able to run without break.
Right.
So they're like, let's figure out how to automate it. Boom. That's already an AI.
No, it
You're
is, yeah.
programming and execution, and that's what
It
it's
is.
doing. You know what I'm saying? So we've done that from as soon as we started creating technology. All we've ever done has been on the quest for AI. If you think about it.
Right.
Honestly.
We're always looking for someone else to make our life easier or job easier, whatever the case may be. I'm talking about people on a whole, not necessarily individuals.
No, it's
You know what I'm
American
saying? It's
Then
the
you-
world way now. You can't even say it's the American way no
No,
more.
it's
It's
the
American way.
it's
So
the
now
world
that-
way.
so now that-
people's innovations from other countries are starting to topple America's. Like
Yes.
not starting. There's been a lot of out of state shit, but out of state stuff is now on parallel, if not getting fucking beyond us.
But I feel like we made it what that
We're
market could be.
a huge hand in it.
You know
Most
what I mean?
certainly.
Like
Most
we
certainly.
didn't start mass producing.
I didn't mean to
until-
offend. I know you got the American hat on.
Oh, knock it off.
Do you
I-
think we're on that on the end of that spectrum though, when dealing with a cosmic hierarchy? So like when you're saying that we create things so that it lessens the load on us, if we're the byproduct of someone else's creation to
We
lessen
most
the load on
certainly
it.
could be. Most
I think
certainly
that's
could
why
be.
we were given dominion of this realm.
But
right?
but really, yeah, I mean that it's really a server if you want to look at it like a game server. You know what I'm saying? Like, however our existence is, whether it's single dimensional or whatever the case may be, we're pretty much like on a server that's online, like a lobby for Call of Duty. How the world only exists within that one fucking game of 8 versus 8, whatever the case may be. It's just obviously excelled beyond that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you start looking at that, so as for a person of, I like to consider myself at least of a higher knowledge, right? I'm not saying I'm the smartest person,
Oh my
whatever the case may
God,
be.
here we go.
No, this is my don't get me off my point because I forget easily. I'm fucking high
Right,
as it
so you're
is,
not
right?
that high.
So what I'm saying, right? See, now I'm gonna fucking
I'm
lose
tapped
it.
in, bro.
I'm gonna
Come on.
forget it.
Run it.
So I like to consider myself a pretty fucking smart individual, right?
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
should.
I think you said
So at the end of the day, though, you realize that.
It's subjective.
See, I'm already starting to forget. It is subjective, right? But
Dealing with lessen the load, cosmic hierarchy.
yeah, so everything being on one server,
Yep.
right? Pretty much. I had a hard time wrapping my head around dimensions. Like, out of all the things that I've ever believed, as far as the origins of civilization, man, all that good shit, right? Dimensions just was kind of hard to wrap my fucking brain around. When I started thinking it on a level of game servers, it changed the game. Because now, like, before I'd like to think about us being a simulation, I was like, nah. But then once you put that on that perspective, like, yeah, how do we know where it stops, where the simulation stops?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you see what people like are creating now in Minecraft servers and all these different games, dog, like some of the shit will blow you away what people are creating. And they're getting shit to where NPCs are executing all these things. Like if you play Red Dead Redemption 2, like that's a whole fucking game world, dude, that's
Yeah.
happening inside of that, right? And they're programmed to, in some cases, to have free will. To just do whatever their heart maybe you select interest. I'm playing a game right now, right? It's kind of corny, but it's actually pretty dope and in depth, right? It's called Going Medieval. You pretty much get a village, turn it into a castle, into a keep, and whatever, all this shit, and you keep collecting more people as they
Not
come.
the red key.
But you look at their interests, and based off their interests and their abilities and their capabilities, you assign them to tasks. So if this person's good with botany, they're obviously going to be a farmer, you know what I'm saying, or something that's dealing with plants, right? And that's what their interest is. So if they have passion in it, then you even get more increase. But once I set that interest level, they do their own thing. I got to stop the game and tell them to do something else if I need them to do it. Otherwise, they just carry. They'll go drinking alcohol. They'll go fucking chill and play a game. They'll go sleep. Like, I got to literally tell them what to do. Otherwise, they'll just do their own thing.
I know.
So it's like, if that's already happening now, yeah, who's
It just
to
couldn't have
say?
been. But it just this couldn't be the first time. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
the only
Like,
thing I struggle with. Is this the first reality?
it's impossible.
Are
And I
we
think,
Earth 626 or whatever?
but I
616?
honestly think that that's the ego of man.
Yeah.
To assume that
We're the ones.
starters of all this
Yeah.
that came out. It's like, no.
Yeah,
every thought
There's
is
no way
sparked
to
from
know.
another thought.
Yeah.
Is any of that of any importance though?
Yeah,
So
actually.
yes, because I used to think like that as well, too, right? But the reason why it is because it at least can be, if nothing else, a good indication where shit might be going.
Well, we know where this shit is
We
going.
know where it's going. We're gonna
But-
end. Somebody else is gonna begin.
But we
About to be a
don't.
bomb.
Plot twist. It
But
never
we
ends.
don't
It
know that
transforms.
though.
It never ends. It
Right.
transforms.
But we
However
don't.
you wanna verb
We
it,
don't
like
know
it
that
is.
though. We
No,
don't
it'll
know.
be an end
We
of
know
an
that it
era.
changes form.
We know that it
still
changes form,
ends.
but we don't know what it
ends.
changes to, and what end becomes what beginning, and so
Exactly.
forth and
That's
so forth,
true.
right? So, and to say otherwise is ego-stricken and non-factual backed up.
I just
You know
still
what I'm
don't
saying?
see the importance
So-
of whether or not we're the first.
But
So
what
how
I'm
do you-
saying
No,
is,
no,
though,
not
is
the
you
first
never
people.
know what we may be presented with at any given time that may be the deciding factor on where things go from that point forward.
Right.
So we can sit here and say, oh, life's going to go on, life's going to end, this and that. But until we're actually presented with the fucking thing at hand, it's all subjective.
Word of the day, subjective.
Yeah.
Write it down, everybody.
Really, that should be the name
That's
of the
the word of the
episode.
day.
Subjective.
Subjectivity.
Subjectivity.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it just comes down to deciding what you want to think and what you want to believe, and just rolling with it.
But we're given
Yeah.
the free will to do that. Isn't that
Exactly.
awesome?
That's your.
So, but it's like if you got faith, right? If
Sure
you're
do.
a Christian,
That's what my
He,
name
he
means.
points to
That's
you.
exactly what my name
because I know
means.
she's a
Like,
Christian, right?
sure am.
So if
Amen.
so being a Christian, right? You believe in the rapture and to Armageddon, blah, and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. So that doesn't mean that's what Justo agrees with. That
No,
doesn't
none
mean
of you
that's-
agree with me.
Right.
And I
No,
So-
I think you're religious, right?
Yeah, I do. I come from like the Christian background. Grandmother being a Jehovah's
I'm
Witness, and
actively a Christian.
grandfather and people being around like Baptists,
Active.
and so I do have like the word in my lineage. My Aunt Annie, Aunt Annie. She kind of taught me the Bible growing up. Low key, the reason why I got the cross tattooed right here.
I got a cross too.
Shout out to
Oh,
you.
shit,
Cross
twinsies.
tat.
Twinsies.
Gang, gang.
No regrets.
But do you
on my
but do you
shoulder.
believe in like everything that she believes in the way that
Yeah,
she
like
believes in? Like you believe
church going,
in,
church faring.
like Jesus is coming back.
Church
You believe
fearing? I don't feel church.
I
I
just-
just left church because they pissed me off.
All right, okay, all right. You got some rebellious
I
shit.
cannot
It's
with
not
you.
rebellion.
I mean, when it
You
comes to
got
like,
the Lord.
I no longer can subscribe.
Listen,
in
you
this
don't
vein.
need. You
I'm
don't.
gone.
You should know. Jesus said,
I operate in
You-
excellence.
but do you-
lift a,
you
lift
God
a rock
operates
and
in
I am there.
excellence.
Split a tree and you'll find me. You know what I'm saying?
What,
you,
nigga?
you don't need to go. I'm saying you don't need to go to church
What,
in order.
brother?
To, what are you talking? You never heard that?
But she doesn't believe that.
I don't know what he said. That's what I'm trying to get
You
back
didn't
to.
believe that
Start at the
Jesus
beginning.
said that you don't need a fancy church. Lift a rock, you'll find me. Split a tree and I'm there, or whatever. However it said.
You
Is
wanna?
that-
I don't
that's
know
basically
that
saying
scripture.
like he's everywhere.
That's
like,
in-
He's
so,
omnipresent.
like,
He's omniscient.
Nah, I definitely understand like that
meaning you
concept.
don't have to go to a fancy church. You don't
No,
necessarily
but
have to
the
go every
Bible
Sunday.
does also speak about fellowship amongst the saints, right?
Yeah.
Which is in the New Testament, right? Peter wrote all those letters. Paul, wrote all those letters to the church to commend them on coming together to do the work of the Lord, right? So some people believe that they don't need to be in church.
Which one's the Lord?
Let's not.
No, I'm just curious.
So she obviously believes in the Trinity.
I believe in the Trinity, right?
Okay.
3 in 1, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? Cool.
Go.
My family's
I'm not
Roman
like-
Catholic, so I understand.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Holy
Right.
Ghost, whatever you want.
I don't
Tag
conform to
that
organized religion personally, but
Where
know
are we
what?
going with that question?
Nah,
I was just telling him- I was just
So
telling him. It was
I
a
just
little
wanted
side
to know,
convo, my
like,
bad.
if because I know we have the same family, so I know what I grew up knowing. I know how he grew. You know what I mean? I
Right,
know
right.
what we're dealing with. I just wanted to know if he believed in it the same exact way as you.
Well, no, right? Because if you're Jehovah's Witness and I'm Pentecostal.
No, he's not
No,
Jehovah's Witness.
I don't. So when it comes to like actual like religion per se, I
Hold
don't
on.
really identify with a singular religion per se.
Okay.
I don't think I've have been in the environments to have to choose. I'm more so just the person of just gaining all and taking all the word that's been given to me and deciding what I wanted to move with and what I decide to believe in or not. and kind of moving like that and not giving it a title, because I feel like when you give titles and words, that kind of puts stuff in a funnel, and I think not everything has to be labeled.
It sets an
I think that's one
expectation,
thing that exactly.
Yeah.
But
I think that's one thing
I
that's
think
bad
that's
about
necessary.
society. Well, not bad, because bad is technically subjective, but society is label driven, and everything has to be. I gotta identify as this. I gotta identify as that. And why can't you just be?
Yeah.
Why do
So,
we have to identify what you be?
I just
be
feel
it.
like I can't be in a situation where something can happen to where it's like, aha, you're wrong. I told you so, motherfucker. So it's like, I feel like if I
Why?
believe
Why
in,
not?
because like I feel like if I do that, then I put a limitation on what I could
So-
believe.
so that's
Something
the-
new can come along, and I'd be like, oh shit, that makes sense.
But is
And I
that
could
the
back
only?
that.
But is that the only reason why you choose not to subscribe?
'Cause you wanna
Kinda
be
in a
reprimanded.
It's
Yeah.
not that I want to. Nah, it's just like, if I don't truly know, how can I say 100% something one way or another as far as religion is concerned is one thing? I can't say that because I really don't know. I can only say what I believe in. That's it.
That's the strawberry
So-
blonde in you.
So, whatever it is, if that is, so
Strawberry
be it.
blonde.
Strawberries,
So I'm sure it's on Google. So my whole shit is though is that kind of mindset leaves it to where it's like
Get on my nerves.
I can still believe in something and my bell curve can lean towards that shit, but I still kind of like leave it open for the like if something were to happen, I could say yeah.
But then you don't believe, right?
Not
So if you're
necessarily.
leaving-
I don't have to put my faith into something to
Wholeheartedly?
know
It has
to
to be
like believe in it.
What do you believe in?
Huh?
Can you talking to Mike?
I'm not an eight.
Me?
I'm here.
Oh,
Justin.
what do you believe in?
Like, I'm here.
So that brings
What up,
me to
Dill?
my next question because
I made my confirmation.
Frank, can I see that?
I did that Catholic.
yeah.
I did it for
But
my
you
mom.
believe in God?
I mean, I do believe that we're here. I don't know how we're here. I don't know. I don't believe we came from apes.
You believe in the Anunnaki?
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
You know the fuck.
You know, you've been
don't
around
know.
these.
You've been
these
around our
suckers.
circles.
Oh no,
talking
he
about
doesn't
that.
subscribe to that, so he leaves. He leaves.
He leaves.
He gets the fuck out of there.
You have to remind yourself of what type of person I am. I don't give a fuck about all that.
I will say your opinion has always been the same as long as I've known you.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
What
for,
does it matter?
I'm here for here.
The idea he's been around and just
I've agreed with him for a long time myself. Until
for him being him.
No, because nobody
Yes.
makes it happen for you except for you.
Right.
Yeah, there might be another being that helped you there. There might be a Jesus on this side that told you not or to do it.
So you've never been
So you don't,
low
you
and
don't
like
believe
had
in
to like,
action though, as set you off in a direction.
I've never asked for somebody who's not here to help me with something or a clarification on something because I haven't fully subscribed to that.
Right.
So I'm not going to ask you for something when I need it.
See, I believe in the tree of life.
You follow what I'm saying?
Every
Like,
decision or action spawns a new branch.
I can't.
So you don't believe that you have a destiny or you have a purpose? I'm just asking.
I know I'm here
playing
for a
devil's
reason. I know
advocate.
I'm here
So do you
for a
know what
reason.
your purpose is?
No.
Okay.
Not even in the slightest.
How about your purposes?
But
Just
what
to
does-
make the
but what does
best
that
out of
mean?
this
So do
life.
you-
So I feel like we're all born with natural
I
gifts,
think we're too
right?
worried
Everybody?
I think
No.
okay.
No.
Why do y'all keep making everybody so special?
No,
They're
because
not.
that- no,
Everybody
because
has their
everybody-
own lane. We're
I
all
don't.
talented.
I think they have their own
Bums
lane,
are
but that doesn't
talented at
make.
being lazy
yeah, but there's
motherfuckers.
people. But
No,
there's people.
but that doesn't
it's-
mean they deserve to be on high street.
No, everyone
there's
has their
people-
point of happiness though, or their level.
That's
of
different though.
accepted. Like,
But that doesn't
Everyone
mean
has a
everyone's
passion.
special.
I think a lot of people.
no,
have
definitely not everyone's
Majority.
necessarily.
Right, but I think when we start saying everyone's creative,
Okay, we're not doing the whole human being.
I
And
think majority of the people that you would consider not
so
special
hold on. The
are the
motherfuckers
people
with
that
if
don't
you
know
have a
what
soul,
they're good at.
you have a purpose. If you have a soul,
You
you,
know
have a
what I'm
purpose.
saying?
Let's put it that way, right? Because they're soulless beings.
So you're saying you have a sole purpose.
I mean, I do feel like I have a purpose on this planet.
I didn't say you don't.
You know,
Yeah,
I just,
no, he was
I
saying
just,
you
I just wanted to like
specifically.
speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
He's like,
This is what he
sure.
does.
You're
So
saying
it's
you
like-
specifically.
You are. Our
I
guest.
do feel like I think depending on how present you are with your day-to-day experiences, everybody can find their purpose.
And how aware you are.
Exactly. Like I
Of your
kind of
interactions
like
with
recently
surroundings.
was kind of being like I'm an extremely reflective person. Like I literally just sit and think about like my past experiences and how that created my present. And I thought about all the jobs that I have, that I've had, and all of my jobs have been in some way or form. Like education has been a part of it.
You constantly
like,
think about that
all the time.
daily.
Like I'll say something with some sort of regularity. I won't give it like a time frame, but I do think about stuff like that because
It
it's
pops
like
up.
when it comes down to being
You have to
everything
reflect.
that you've done in your past creates your present, and doing everything that you're doing in your present is
Dictates
the
the future.
Yep.
yeah, because your future is a direct representation
Decisions
of
made,
what
yeah.
you're doing right now.
Yep.
I think reflections is a path to success on many
Exactly.
types,
So
many
you
different
got to.
levels.
So the reason, it brings me to my point. So here we got a guy that's self-reflecting. We got a guy that's not self-reflecting.
No, because it's just like a resume. It's only as relevant as your last 6 months.
But slow down.
Yeah, but you don't think about shit
slow down.
that you've done before to how to properly make the decision on what's in front of you.
But hold on. But there's people that are not even programmed.
Yeah, you don't think about the past to help dictate your future.
No. See how you're confused? That's so.
No,
everyone ain't special.
So think about it. So perfect example.
See how you're like, how is that possible?
And it's only because,
but he has his own functionality.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
you make shit happen.
So I think everyone.
Yeah, I'm not saying I got it figured out and you don't by any means.
I think because we talked about this purpose thing before with Glacier,
yeah.
And he was basically saying everyone has a purpose. I think everyone serves a purpose for those that have a purpose.
That's
but
the
I don't
difference.
think
Everyone serves a purpose.
I think
serves a purpose,
born
right?
With a purpose.
So
with a purpose.
I think everyone is born.
But that really wraps up all levels. Everyone serves a purpose because that has purpose and serving purpose.
That's two different things.
You can die full of purpose and never
thing,
give
though.
out your purpose.
Most
to
certainly,
the world, right?
most certainly.
Whoa,
that shit happens every day.
Slow down.
No, that shit happens every day.
I think
you
people
to say
die
it again.
full, right, of their purpose, not have given the world them, right?
I think people don't even die until their purpose is served.
I disagree.
No,
it's premature
I don't.
death.
No, to
People
you,
die in that.
to you, but you don't know where that triggered on the scale of time.
Right. So what I was gonna bring it to, right?
So
It's like a kid in a group.
They
home,
serve
right?
their purpose
A kid in a group
for
home.
someone else to have purpose.
I believe sometimes random action can.
I don't think nothing is random when we're dealing with death. I don't.
You think it's
lack
all
of
written for real?
I think it's all lack of understanding. Like we think we're so full of ourselves that we don't even think that people can just go because it's their time.
I think we're powerful.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not a
The
possibility.
time is up. It might not be for you because you love that person and you're like, oh, they died so early. No, it's their time.
Actually,
it's over.
their death, even though you feel like it was untimely, actually could have happened just in the nick of time for you.
It served. Everybody is not here because they have a purpose.
And that's what you believe.
No, but it shows.
I don't really know. That's like one thing I don't really have an opinion on. I don't really know.
But you don't. But you could see it.
Not.
But you could see it in real.
sheeple.
But you could see it in real time, though.
Yeah, most certainly.
You're witnessing people pass, and you're witnessing the changes from that passing.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was meant to be, or if it was in some cases random acts, like when 19-year-olds get taken out in a drunk driving accident. I don't know if that's meant to be or if that was an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody to wake up.
It can be. It could, but that would correlate with what I was saying. Is every branch leads to another branch.
The purpose. That's not. They didn't have.
But what
a
about
purpose. They didn't have a sole purpose.
Okay.
You know what?
I do feel
you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Oh, okay. You just don't.
I think when it comes to like the idea of purpose, I think for a person to understand what their purpose is, they have to do like a lot of self-reflection, a lot of inner work to figure out what makes them feel the most fulfilling, and in finding what they feel like makes them, lack of a better phrase, happy, and being able to move and do that on a day-to-day basis. I think understanding that whatever influence that they could possibly have in their community or their ecosystem or the people around them is their purpose. So for example, your purpose could have possibly been as, to create environments like this for us to have this conversation, for somebody to go and think about it themselves after they watch this.
And then if I transitioned tomorrow morning, you guys would say it's before my time?
Probably.
But that's not true.
That's why I always say G's up, hose down. We got to go to a break. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. Where our stiz, we do a prank call or a music track and a prank call. Y'all can do what you got to do. We'll do what we got to do, and we'll be back here. It's usually like 4 to 6 minutes on average. I would say. It's fair to say.
Cool. Don't touch that dial.
Don't go nowhere.
We'll be right far from
Stay
that.
locked in, y'all.
Yes, sir.
This is street entertainment, baby.
White House.
Vision.
31-year-old Angel Prosper walked into the courtroom handcuffed and wearing a t-shirt that said obey. But on Tuesday morning, he did everything but obey the Chicopee police. According to police, Prosper was traveling down Front Street without his headlights on. When an officer attempted to stop him to tell him to turn them on, Prosper sped away.
The party driving tried to elude her. He drove up into Zop Park, almost struck several curves, operating at a pretty good speed. She attempted to stop him. He came down Front Street. She was able finally to stop him.
Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me. Man, I been putting for the
Through can nothing divide us, can check our credentials. Connect with official when niggas was frontin', he kept it official. The fuck is wrong with niggas? I don't even get a fucking along with niggas. If I wasn't trying to steal your fan base, probably wanna do a fucking song with niggas. Ride around in my city with the top back. This ain't no enterprise, could I cop that? Got your baby mama playing with a bra strap. Told me you a big pussy like a bobcat. The city of violence, all of my niggas be violent. Kid, I'm a tyrant, stand with the heart of a giant. Fifth make me feel like a lion. All the hate in the field won't stop me from making my cake. Niggas is fake, only a few keep it loyal. The rest of some slitherous snakes, ain't no debate. My niggas running the state, the rest of you running your face. Got White House in here, Pyrex and Street ENT, so you know that ain't none of you safe.
Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me. Man, I do this shit for the 41-3. Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me.
Drumming on drums like it's band can. On that bitch back like a tram stand. Swerve on these niggas like bland, bland. Balls out the park like a grand slam. Put many miles on that grand, man. Talking about trafficking, talking about trafficking. Gun about as black as an African. Ignorant shit is I'm catching it. Money just stacking it. 413 homie with them niggas kill. Just love me one, I got too big a still. Got no choice but to keep it real. Grin still a rat, let's just keep it real. Street enterprise, I'm the street improviser. Whip up this cookie, you sip till it's dry. Wash up this cash in the dryer. Home of the Smith and this murder for hire. Whoa. Came back in this bitch like raw cocaine, raw cocaine. Gave it dope dick and they call me the dope man. Whoa. Pull them out the slums and they call me the rope man. Talking O's, O's. All the Jack Frogs, they call me the snowman. Snow, snow, whoa.
Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me. Man, I do this shit for the 41-3. Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me.
Young nigga coming from the 41-3. Whoa, chasing the dope cause I need it. Smoking dope with bro and he toting the Nina. Pull up where we see you, we blow out the window, yeah. I'm from where drilling's a passion. If we see a op, then we blast them. Most of these niggas is actors, you know I stay strapped case I have this in bag, son. Must you like an ice cube at the barbershop. It's Friday night and your girl got me hard as rock. Plus I'm all about the Benjamins. For the Benjamin, the bullets gon' finish her. Yeah, riding me and niggas mobbing. Really started from the fucking bottom. And if shorty a dime, then I gotta holler. She gon' throw it back on my lap, and I'ma throw some dollars. 413's finest, man. We been them niggas, and they been pretending, and we been the realest facts. Know we spin them stacks, and I know that she know I'm about to blow, so she be riding my dick. In fact, I spit crack, keep a couple hitters with me in my city, get clapped. On the wrong side, slip and catch me on Andrew Street with the guys getting busy, riding matches through the city. 413, is you with me, man?
Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me. Man, I been putting for the 41-3. Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me. Man, I do this shit for the 41-3. Pussy niggas swearing that they fucking with me.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on? This is Miss Susie.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me call in, man. I'm a big time fan of the show, you know. So, we was talking about, with this foreplay and women like, how they had this beef with they got with Kanye and Wiz, right? You know how Amber Rose put out there that she put her fingers in his booty hole, right?
Yeah.
Well, my girl did that shit to me like 2 months ago, and I really liked it, yo. So now I'm wondering if that makes me, you know what I'm saying, some kind of weirdo or something, you know?
Baby, listen to me, Susie. You are not a weirdo. You're just not afraid to try different things.
I mean, I don't like when she rough with it though and really be banging it. Yeah, I'm like, nah, baby, just tease the brim, you know?
Well, you now know what your woman have to go through when you do anal with her.
Right. Nah, she don't let me go down there.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
She said it's on.
So did she just spring this on you? Did she just spring it on you, or did she just slowly ease you into this?
Nah, she been trying since day one.
Oh, so she was fresh from the gate.
Yeah, I think she got a fetish or something. Yo, she be trying she try to do like foreign objects and stuff. I wasn't down.
Oh, hell no, fam, man.
Wait a minute, time out, Jesus. Hold on, wait a minute.
I can't
pause, rewind. Did you say foreign objects?
Yeah, I wasn't down though. I ain't let it happen.
Okay.
With them fingers in, hey.
Okay, fingers on because that's close to your G spot.
Right.
But foreign objects.
And I'm a G too, you know.
Okay,
man, cut that out, family. Cut that out.
Let him speak, Trey. I would like to hear more about this.
See now, people gon' laugh at me now. See.
I'm trying to give you some therapy. Where is nails at?
You know what I'm saying? That's you though. You know, it ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
You know how am I supposed to work the block? And they like, oh, there go finger hole right there.
Well, you know, trash. You know, trash.
Yeah.
You don't know what you look like, but chill out, Trey. What I can say is you're going through a whole new game. But if you don't watch it down here, then you need to pull her to the side and say, hey, I was into the fingers, but you're taking it on a whole new level.
Yeah, I'm not trying to mess with the phone, you know what I mean, or nothing like that.
Right, so I think you need to sit down and talk to her about tell her what you like and don't like. Because if she's trying to put foreign objects and like different stuff, that's just too much.
You think it'd be weird if I let the dog lick me while I'm doing it with her?
Wait a minute now, baby, listen, honey, this is gonna be Miss Lee talking. Now you doing way too much with a dog.
Oh, okay, I'm going too far. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
That shit right there that you just said, that's weird, honey.
That's sorry.
Weird.
Okay.
You should never let a dog lick you in anything but a dog bone, okay?
I know, but his tongue was kind of rough, you know.
Well, obviously, since you like all these foreign objects going in, I'm just going.
Nah, I said no to the foreign objects. I said no.
You said what?
I said no. I was like, listen, you ain't doing that with that spatula, you know.
Spatula. Wait a minute. What type of shit are you into, sir? Because
she be getting drunk. She be getting drunk, man.
Is this your regular sex life, or is this like your everyday? Or is it just some random shit you just think of doing?
Nah, you know, it's like, you know, sometimes we have our quickies, you know, we don't get too serious, but then other times she go right for the booty, you know.
What you mean she go right for your booty?
Wait a minute, hold on. Like, I'm lost and confused. Jesus help Miss Susie right now.
Yeah, me too.
Nails, I need some therapy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to say.
I'm going to church on Sunday.
Like, what's going on?
I'm going to church.
Now, Miss Susie is a freak, I'm going to tell you this, but ain't no dog looking on me, okay?
All right, I'll stop that. I love y'all show, man. I love y'all show. You saved my life.
Well, thank you. I'm glad we saving souls out here.
For real people. For real.
You making it seem like it's more going on, man. I hear the pain in your voice.
Yeah, nah, there's a lot, man.
Yeah, well, so talk. I mean,
nah, man, I can't be getting into all that, you know.
Come on, man. You can cry with us, man. Let it out.
Come on, let
it out.
I'm gonna tell you like this, baby.
Miss
Susie is fine. So if you want to live your real true self, live your true self. Don't let nobody stop you from coming out or what you want to do.
Yo,
if you want to be yourself, and they can't stop fucking with them.
Yeah.
Be you.
So all right. So one time I wore my girl's bra when she wasn't there, and I liked it.
So you're into cross-dressing?
I ain't say all that.
Okay, but when you put on the bra, that's considered cross-dressing, baby.
Nah, man.
I think you need to look up the LGBT community and read something down on that.
Listen, sometimes the spaghetti noodle get down and the drink.
I hope that was a joke. I really do.
I don't think it was a joke.
I think that man was serious.
It was a joke with the. I don't think it was a joke with the fingers. I think the fingers he's serious about. But as he progressed through this,
he got heavy. He got heavy though.
he got.
Some of these topics.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about the whole alien thing? What you think is coming next?
I don't know, man. I'm conflicted. On one hand,
I don't believe it.
On one hand, I feel like it's just a ploy because they're doing some military shit and or about to try and maybe figure out how to coordinate a NWO. I don't know. But on the other hand,
the NWO is gonna happen regardless.
Oh, yeah, it's at least attempted.
It's already in the works.
Yeah, I think we're already.
I believe it's in the works.
Once
but
our dollar went down, it's over. Okay.
Yeah, I think
this whole shit about to shift. They about to sign whatever.
I don't think
bring up this
people
treaty.
give the
shit.
American people enough credit sometimes.
Americans are shit.
A lot
Fuck
are.
America.
A lot are.
America.
A lot are, but a lot more people are.
Right? And the shirt.
All I'm saying is a lot of people are. There is a lot of people out there that are smarter than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people that are waking up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they feel like they can control it, but we're like an unstoppable object. Like one way or another, we're gonna find the crack in the seam, and like we're gonna rip it open. You may get us for a little bit, but generally speaking, like control can never. You can't control.
Control can never happen. Is that what you just said?
It can.
It's North Korea,
but it never lasts though.
Who's us?
Control doesn't last.
People.
We're all
control never really look at.
We're under control now.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's going to last.
It's been lasting.
It's been lasting, but
nobody
just like the
wants
Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Everything's eventually fucking.
Yeah, I feel you, but think about.
Look at World War II, all the great this and that. Like, and then eventually the Berlin Wall comes down.
And then they reestablish control.
Most certainly, it's just a habitual fucking cycle.
It's a cycle. So now, where's aliens fit into this?
So I feel like they potentially could be just using it as an excuse, like for whether it's just to keep us distracted, whether it's military technology that they don't really want us understanding yet, whatever the case may be. I feel like it's the easiest way to bring everybody wanting a one world government is by making us feel like one thing, which would have aliens fake.
I got you.
Fake aliens introduced. That'd be an easy way to round us up into one people finally. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, it doesn't matter. What's that?
Do you feel like we're the only entity in the world?
No.
Nah.
Not at all.
In the universe?
No, not at all.
We're the only one?
No.
So there are other beings out there.
I
100%.
believe there is, most certainly. So the only thing I'm saying is whether or not the real ones are actually coming to visit us. I feel like it could be used as leverage regardless. But that's where I don't know. Is it really? Are they really aliens that are fucking getting bolder or not that advanced? So this is the problem I think we always think too. We always assume that because aliens can travel interstellar space that on all levels they're way more advanced than us. What happens if they're just advanced enough to be able to travel space and that's as far as they got?
Or they didn't travel nowhere. They were just here.
That could be a possibility. Yeah. I'm not saying that's not a possibility either.
But the other thing too is like when you look at like legends and myths and crazy stories, whether they're true or not, there's always like a reoccurring theme about opposing entities needing a rite of passage.
What was that movie back in the day?
Before Revelation.
He'd be able to hear you better if you're talking in the mic.
So like you like vampires and shit, right?
Yeah.
The typical story is that a vampire can't come in unless it's invited.
True.
Right?
Part of some more,
right?
Yeah.
And then when you deal with the Bible, they say that you have to accept like the clause or the between good and evil is like evil can only be allowed in by making itself available and you accepting it in some form. I'm paraphrasing on how it's all worded, but it's basically saying,
doesn't mean it wasn't disguised.
No,
but
I'm showing you that in every belief system, this is a reoccurring theme. So I'm saying that to say this: we don't know if that clause is up with said beings and us, where it's like they had a certain amount of time to let the governments or whoever's in control to use whatever modalities they needed to share that information with us. Modalities.
I'm writing that
To
one
share
down.
this information.
I gotta look that up later.
to share this information with us by a certain time, and now the jig is kind of up, so to speak. So it's in the clause for them to by this certain time. Now you have to.
All right, so but
Can you imagine
bring
the
it back to
world with
the
us
aliens
all
though?
running
No, that's
free
what I'm talking
and
about.
rampant?
Right, I was just saying. Well, then how does
Under
that?
no law?
So I'm saying, like, imagine. Clearly, this is probably not how it was, but let's just say, whoever they needed to. I'm sure they empowered certain individuals
When we
of
say
whatever
they,
time.
Who are you referring to?
The unknown.
Okay.
On both sides.
Okay.
Talking
So
like a cocoon type of situation? Cocoon? The
No.
movie? You remember that shit back
I
in
do
the day?
remember that. So the unknown appears to the unknown, and because they're the first to have that interaction, they give them the power. But they give them the power under a contract. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once that contract has reached
Capacity.
then they're able to do whatever it is that they choose to do.
I
Hence why there would be like
Yeah.
this mass revelation, so to speak.
Yeah, there's a lot of like you can if you stay in agreement with us, we'll let you fucking occasionally probe people.
Yeah, I hear that.
Jet.
But then there's like the part where it's like everyone is catching everything now. You get what I'm saying?
The
Where
shit that's crazy though, and I know you know this, and you easily understand what I'm saying. It's crazy how like from all different regions of the earth, all over the fucking, whether it was before Pangea or not, right?
Yeah.
Believe in a similar thing, right? So like as far as like the Indian or Native American folks, right, believing in like pale skinned people. That like the tall blonde hair fucking pale skin people that existed that like kind of they made them sound like are from another planet. You know what I'm saying?
The Nordics. They're called Nordics.
They are called Nordics, yeah. And then the lizard people
I thought
and
they were
shit like
Caucus.
that, or reptilians. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy that like you have different regions of the world that never have met one another that have similar viewings. Maybe they call it something different or whatever the case, but
And past
shit blows my mind.
experiences with these beings.
I mean, if you take that same concept, that's kind of like how like religion is a little bit too. It's borderline like the same stories or the same storyline with just different characters and stuff that's placed inside of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the natural way of just the
Telling
human
the
race
story.
as a whole.
Yeah.
And whatever entity you want to put, for example, this conversation is as alien based. Every.
But where did it? But to think about, where did it start though? Did it start as a folklore? Did
Oral
it start as
tradition.
a real thing? No, I understand it was oral tradition, but like either a storyteller spun some fiction, or shit they based it off of what really happened.
You gotta ask your ancestors.
Right? Or maybe it's even a little mixture of both.
At that point, it just comes down to what you decide to believe, and that's like your free will as an individual.
Yeah, most certainly. But it's just crazy.
But
It
trying
doesn't
to
blow
think
your
of
mind
like
to try to think about it.
a starting point, it's just like it's so up in the air.
But the reason why I guess like I'm so interested is because a starting point may seem like a starting point, but you may find out it's not even close to the starting point.
No, it's not.
Our only last thing is our last starting point. You know what I'm saying? Like, or look at it like this: I started the day at the similar time frame of every single day, but every single day is a new start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that already is multidimensional as
But what exactly for you would you want to know?
If
like when dealing with that, like
aliens?
Like, what's your underlying question? I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
that you're looking for your answer for.
I mean, what?
I'd like to tag.
Is there any way that do you think we'll ever actually find out, or we'll still always rest on the laurels of our beliefs?
I think the jig is up. I honestly
gives
do.
a fuck?
You will.
When it
Who
affects your
will?
life
Yeah.
somehow.
Why would I care, brother?
You don't remember. You don't
'Cause
remember.
You don't think if aliens or something like that do finally come down.
What are you gonna do about it?
Right, nothing. Right, you're gonna
absolutely nothing.
Right, but
nah, this generation gonna start taking pictures like, yo,
doesn't mean-
this is crazy.
only thing but you know what? I'm gonna have some survival gear. I'm putting
No, you're
food
not.
aside.
Where's
I already
your-
have it.
Where's your pack?
So you saying like you
On the
gonna be
other
on some
side of this is a
apocalypto?
whole
What
row.
does your pack consist of?
I'm not gonna take a half hour to tell you everything that I have.
just to give
I
me
have
one.
a fucking huge fucking military pack that has like I think like 6 different individual.
I don't think
bags
it's gonna
that
be
hang
an
off of it.
invasion, though.
I got
None of that is gonna
several
stop you from
canteen.
an intergalactic
You know
or
what?
they call
But
that shit.
Intergalactic?
Yeah, whatever the fuck that
But this
shit
is the
Invasion?
thing. But at the end of the day, I'm also not going to be in a situation to where some shit is happening that I have to worry about fucking a riot happening at the Family Dollar to get water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I can
that's
at least
what it-
stack the
but that's
fuck up
what it's
on
gonna
water.
be.
Yeah, but you know what? You're automatically assuming or making it seem as if alien comes down, it's all over anyways. What happens if it's not? What happens if life endures, but you can't go to the store to get this? You can't go get this.
No.
I at least want to have some shit.
Yo, how about
And that's fair.
on the flip side? How about if the aliens do pull up or whatever, and life just like turns up and be great?
It
That's
could.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Everyone's
you dig what
thinking
I'm
like there's
saying?
gonna
Like
be
they
like this
come-
invasion.
Yeah, it could
Like
be.
they pull up and they actually make everything a
The
lot
nature
easier
of this
for us.
nation
It could be.
is
Like
not
they
gonna
get, like if
accept
we
that.
need to like
Right.
some corn or whatever, and they got the powers of boom corn. Here you go, bro.
But the fact
And
that
it's-
people really have in their mind that they could fight or last out whoever comes into this world.
No, a lot of
and
people
takes
are-
over,
Mm.
I don't understand it.
No, there's people
Like,
that are
it's
just
crazy.
scared.
Nah.
Yeah, you could be scared all you want.
No,
to.
there's really no
Fears
reason.
don't have that control.
I'm just saying I might have kids to think about
No,
trying to
no,
survive in my basement
I
for
agree with you.
a couple of months for
I'm
all
not
I
in
know.
The,
You
I'm
know
not
what I
in the
mean?
basement. My wife is in the basement with my children, and I'm out in the world.
Well, I'm not saying I won't go
scavenging to
scabbing.
get the
Come
shit.
on. I'm not saying I'm
let's
just
be
going to hurdle
realistic.
here
I mean,
altogether.
I feel like they can't really tell you like what exactly is going on, but they could like symbolize it. So a lot of the movies that came out, I think if something was to kind of transpire, if you was to try to make some sort of sense of it, just put the commonalities of all those movies together, and that's something.
I agree with
And
that.
that's kinda how they
you know what
present
it
it
is?
to us,
I just don't
right?
want to be a person that
And that's
has
why-
to
The
take
media.
from someone else.
Entertainment.
For example,
What
You
do
know what I'm saying? I
entertain?
don't want,
Invasion.
if it
Right.
comes down to me or that person,
That's
then
what the
I'm going to
world's
do what
gonna
I
be.
have to do.
So it's funny,
But
right?
I don't want to be that guy that has to go around and take everyone else's shit.
It's
So,
gonna be
you know
Mad
what I'm
Max
saying?
in the Thunderdome.
Hold on,
This
This might
doesn't mean
sound
I
crazy,
can't live
but-
honorably.
Have y'all seen Incredibles
I can still
2?
live honorably.
Y'all seen the
Yeah.
movie Incredibles 2?
Yeah.
You know how like they was like controlling the minds of people through their screens?
Yep.
You see where that symbolism is?
Yeah.
Through their screens, through the TVs,
Most
iPads,
certainly.
cell phones,
Yeah.
controlling the mind,
This was-
propaganda.
This
So
was actually
it's
created by Germans.
you know, so it's basically been happening.
Super
You
racist.
dig what I'm saying?
It's the truth.
It doesn't matter though. They could be German. They could just be German people that like making animations. And that was the story.
Like an animation through
It doesn't
the
necessarily
tube,
mean it was mind control.
calling
is what
it
I'm
a
saying.
tell live vision. Like, do you think that's a coincidence?
Yeah, they're telling you a story.
No, they're telling a
Telling
lie
live
through what
vision.
you vision.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you believe.
live
No,
vision.
that's-
I'm not saying it's
Telling
not
live
happening to any degree, but I'm
That's
just saying that's not why they necessarily
crazy.
call it that.
why would
Because
they?
it's television waves.
Yo, you
That's
go
where
hunker down
Television waves?
That's how they. That's what they.
There's not
No, wait,
television
wait, wait, wait.
waves.
You
There's
gotta
gamma
spin that
waves,
television
particle
breakdown again.
waves.
It's a
What are all the
frequency.
waves?
Isn't
What
there
are all
mic-
there's
microwaves?
Microwave. There's no television.
There's radio
waves.
waves.
There's radio waves. There's no television waves. So
All right,
there's
well,
no
maybe
television.
I could be
break
wrong. I'm not saying I'm right there.
Yo, I need you to break
It
down
sounded
that,
good,
that
though.
television word again. 'Cause,
Tell
like,
live
I'm really,
Tell, lie, vision.
that is crazy.
It's not necessarily lie. That's the only
You
thing I
never
don't
heard
believe.
that?
I've heard
What
a
do you
lot of
mean?
words
Is that then
broken
you're-
down,
you're
but I
saying
never
all
heard
stories
that
are
word broken
lies.
This
down
would be
like
the type
that.
of shit where I walk away like my brain hurts.
I'm saying that
there
the
be
very thing.
documentaries
I'm
on
saying
it.
that,
I'm out of there.
They didn't come up with
Dead ass.
television
Speed
to
off in the
just-
bike.
to
Yeah,
tell
I'm
lies
outta
right off
here.
the bat.
what do you mean?
They did it for consumerism.
What were they selling
They're selling stories
in the
and stuff.
beginning? What were they selling?
Even radio was
Story
doing
is the what?
stories.
And if we
Story
really
is
want to
what?
get into, they were selling blackface.
I mean, yes, there's definitely racist,
Which was
shit,
a lie.
but- Yeah, I'm not saying that there was
So-
never any lies
but
on
I'm saying-
television. But
I'm
to
saying-
break
I'm-
television
I'm
down
saying-
to
I'm
tell
saying-
lies vision.
I'm telling you to go to the
That's just a
inception
little
of the
far-fetched.
television,
Yeah.
and you tell me where they were telling
Maybe
the truth.
you know
So
what?
basically like the
I haven't
the
gone
original
into the
television
beginning of
programs,
television. So
right?
until I
Like
do
the original shows, is
I'll
basically
tell
what
you
you're saying?
something else that's odd. Right? Since we're
some
all
shit's not odd. Some shit's just straight out is what it is.
No.
Like it's straight out blackface is straight out racist. You know, these things are straight
But it's
up
telling
this.
you a story, like you're telling me.
That was at that time.
What
Yeah.
story was it telling?
I have no fucking clue because I
White
never
people
watched
dressing up
anything
to
in
be black
blackface.
people.
Dancing the jig.
I know, but I'm saying like what was it telling? What story was it telling? Because it wasn't telling our story because they wasn't even doing what we do.
It beats the shit out of me. I can't confirm or deny.
No, I'm just saying. So again, the television was telling lies. So even if, let's just say, right?
Frank,
So let's just say.
This is weird. I love how y'all always hold on.
Frank, listen.
I love how you always put me at one extreme to the other.
Frank,
I'm
you
not
did
saying,
it.
No, I'm
Frank,
not saying
tuck
no
your tail.
lies were never told in
Frank,
television.
You saying that's not what it means?
But I just don't think
Frank,
that's where.
tuck your
So
tail.
I'm asking you to go to the beginning of time.
Our ancestors have pulled some bullshit. Our ancestors have pulled some bullshit.
Okay.
Just tuck your tail.
What do you? No, I'm not.
Just call it what it is.
I'm not like backing fucking colonists.
You are the colonist.
No, I'm not.
Let's
yeah,
tuck
so
our
y'all.
tail.
I didn't say
y'all
that.
Always paint
don't group me into this part.
I'm just saying, I'm not painting that onto any of that shit. All I'm saying is I just don't think television necessarily, they're like, we'll say it's television because we're telling lies.
So where did the word come from?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Television, right? Television,
Telly,
not
the
telling
telly,
lies.
television.
We need to show
Tele-
up.
It's not
Not
Frank, you might be fighting a
T-E-L-I-E.
battle that you can't
Huh?
win.
Maybe.
Are we doing that?
I'm not fighting a battle. I'm trying to learn.
Are you?
Yes.
I don't know.
Man, my service is bad. I ain't even trying to pull up.
Right, mine is terrible down
Let's
here.
see.
Only
Origin.
Frank's is working.
I wanted to talk about the whole
Only
us
Frank's
wrestling with aliens and shit. But
Actually, it comes from Telly. It's T-E-L-E, at a distance, and vision, sight.
Yeah, go to its origin.
That's what it said. Literally.
No, origin. No, origin of the creation. Because that's the origin of the word.
The word
origin of the creation.
So again, you could be. I'm not saying I'm right.
Yo,
the word television was first.
Last
you can link
one,
it
check
right
the
there.
chat.
Hold on. Shut the fuck.
They're telling me check the chat for a reason.
It's designed to Yeah.
These are
it's
smart
designed to
people
program.
telling me this.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not smart people. And I'm not saying I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm not saying that.
Well, you did disagree.
No, you guys take me so extreme, like one way or another.
I'm sorry,
I'm not
colonizer.
saying that they don't use Yo, that's like, yo. It's funny how you can just call me shit, and you know what I'm saying?
Call me
Like,
sister.
I don't call you nothing. I call you I and I. That's what I call you.
I not them for say.
And whatever. So at any route,
It's half of me too.
I'm
Don't
not
be
saying
left
that they
out.
don't use television as a tool to control you. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the origin of the word. That's simply all I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, the origin.
The word television was first used for the very earliest versions of the TV around 1900. The word comes from the Greek root tele, far off, and the Latin visio, sight. Other names suggested at the time for their brand new technology included telephote and televista.
Right. So, first of all, around 1900, it was created before that. That's number one. So I'm telling you to go before this, right? And hold on.
How do I go before it?
Hold on. I want to add something else to you, because this is very important. So
in 1992, Jenkins sent a still picture by radio waves, but the first true television success, the transmission of the live human face, was achieved by Bard in 1925. The word television itself has been coined by a Frenchman, Konstantin Perskowski, at the 1900 Paris exhibit, where it goes into the
its
Greek
origins.
word.
Say something, and then I'm gonna.
So what I wanted to get to, right, was the television was created to give out information, right? We had radio before that. Everybody used to sit around, listen to the radio,
stories and shit.
listen to stories,
And news.
right? But also news, right? So I think our vision, or what they wanted to pollute our minds with, was the negativity, which is why we have CNN.
It was created for that.
But all them bullshit.
No. So this is where. So you ever watch Anchorman 2? It's a comedy, obviously. It's a goofy ass movie. But the underlying truth of that movie is that they came along when before them, the news literally just reported shit that happened. There was no there wasn't based on any life day-to-day shit.
So then look up the first thing that they programmed.
Like
the first thing they aired. Let's see what the first thing they aired.
That's actually super interesting.
The other thing I was gonna say, since you want to dispute the word because you think that it's all
I'm not
this
saying I'm right. You could
Latin,
be 100%
Greek shit
right.
when it came from Germans, but now we're dealing with Latin and Greek. I don't know where they came from.
I don't know where the fuck it came from.
Slow down. But let's just say
dinosaur comes
from.
But listen, Latin.
I watch.
No, I'm not saying that, but they're not the. So that's one of the disputes I have with the Bible. Is like they use like a lot of words and that are from other people's religions.
Yeah,
and
Latin predates German.
Who gives
You
a
had
fuck?
Germanic tribes back then, but they didn't necessarily. They were.
That's not my point.
wasn't the same.
By the time they got it, they could have created their own shit. Anyways, so the point I'm trying to make is that even if what you're saying is true, I think whatever created us gave us the coding to encode what it actually was. So even if they didn't mean to do it, our creator gave us the ability to process that word for what it actually was doing.
Wait, say that again.
You get what
I was
I'm
trying
saying?
to look up
I
something.
need you to spin it back one more time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
See, I'm not the only one that will benefit from it.
Binary code, ones and
Yeah,
zeros,
I
right?
understand
Everyone
binary
can't
code.
read it. Only people that study coding.
That's like people can't
right?
read when words are upside down and shit and in out of order.
Only people that can read binary code are people that understand coding.
Okay.
Right?
Or you can learn it though.
People, but you have
Study.
to. But it's once you learn it, you understand it,
Because I
and then
understand
you can read
coding,
it.
but I didn't always.
But you took it in, you understood it, you processed it, and now you have understanding, right? So now you understand coding.
I'm with you.
For those that understand code, but that's given to you by somebody that created that code. Not everyone has the ability to read it. There's people that will study that and still won't be able to build a fucking thing.
Oh, most certainly.
Right? With that being said, even though the Germans or whoever the word is associated with, right? Let's just say they didn't create it for the reasoning I'm saying. I'm saying that the creator put that in their mind while they were creating so that those that understand the coding could process what it actually was.
Where are you basing this knowledge off of?
Off of my own download. See, some people have to read and do all that, but it's there for you. So while you want to look on here and try to get other people's stories, it's there for you. You could dispute it, but it's actually telling you what it is. It's telling you. It's
I think
telling
I've
you.
fallen in the line of Justo's mind thought on most things.
It's
what the fuck does it matter?
Now
You
it
can't
doesn't
take
matter.
that, right.
What
You
does it
can't
really
take that
matter?
stance now.
Right. I told him to tuck his tail a long time ago.
Not tuck the tail.
Well, it only came in when you disputed it.
Well,
though.
and again, I only disputed off
'Cause
of
I'm half white.
just feeling. Like I didn't do it off of any factual except for what I see here on the internet. That's the only thing I have in writing. So again, I get that television used to program and so forth. I was just disputing the word.
Once again, who created the internet?
I have no clue.
It's
You can look it up,
Beyonce's
though.
internet. You didn't know?
It's probably a white person for control.
So it told you it told you the very first program that was aired.
Textbooks.
I think I looked up.
The fact that it's called a program is another dinger.
Yeah.
Textbooks are created by white people. Like, and I don't want to come off like
Actually, no.
racist.
Textbooks, I don't think were
What?
created by white people.
Messenger.
Who?
I think books
Who?
that contain knowledge in them
Yes.
to that level was created like a long fucking
aired
time
on
ago.
So why did
9/11?
you think, right?
And like,
It was so important for.
that's crazy.
So, yo.
Dude, that shit existed in like the from the fucking Egyptians, dude. I'm not saying the Egyptians created textbooks, but it existed back in that period.
No.
They had them way before
they created
whites
text.
did.
They
White
created
people.
text. They did not create textbooks.
The Queen's Messenger. Look up what the Queen's
Okay.
Messenger was about.
Follow what I'm saying? They created text, and their shit was encrypted. It was not textbook.
I got you.
Textbook was created by
What
white
is this? What am I doing?
What is the Queen's Messenger? What was that
Television's
about?
First drama.
That aired on 9/11.
Queen's Messenger is a broadcast. I don't think that's is that the first thing though? It's broadcast from Schenectady, New York
on
station
September
WGY on September 11th, 1928. Russian-born American scientist Vladimir Zworykin demonstrates the first practical electronic system for both the transmission and reception of images in 1929.
Ain't that around the same
But people
time
have
as
been
the
trying
bomb?
with like cameras and stuff like that to take photos.
You talking
Like,
about
they've been
the
trying
camera's
to-
just
Iwo
called
Jima
camera,
or
though.
Or like the Pearl Harbor. You talking about?
Actually, I don't think it was first called. It was
the first,
photographic device or something.
The movie that
Look up what
Oppenheimer.
Queen's
I
Messenger
haven't
is.
seen it.
No, but what year was that?
That'd be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. History wasn't my strong suit.
Some control shit.
Yeah.
Because people don't do this level of diligence. They'll just
Yeah.
leave things for what it is.
Phil Farnsworth patents his dissector tube in 1920. Turns out to be-
Dissector tube.
I just want you to know. I'm over
I
here
think
rattling off.
It turns
like,
out to be
scriptures.
an important component
Of all
in the
this?
development of electronic television. Television's first drama, The Queen's Messenger, is broadcast from Schenectady, New York, from blah, blah, blah. Russian-born American scientist Vladimir Zworykin demonstrates the first
Television was
practical. Yes, we
invented
already said that.
to
The Communications
entertain
Act.
you. What is
19
entertainment? You know what I mean?
At that
You're
time,
letting
it wasn't
something
entertaining
enter
us.
you, right?
We ain't had no TVs back
Pause.
It's not even telling you what the show was about.
then.
Pause for enter.
She said enter you.
But entertainment. Go ahead, Lance. Break down entertainment right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was
Entertainment mentality. Ment is an abbreviation for mental.
Okay.
So to entertain the mental.
Enter your mental.
Enter your mind.
Entertain the mental. Like everything that has mental. Government is to govern your mental. Elemental is elements.
Word.
Element.
The
Governs the
Ocean's
L.
Messenger.
The God's mental. L is Hebrew for God.
All right, so The Queen's Messenger was the first television drama. The experiment was broadcast by a Schenectady, New York station September 11th, 1928. It was a radio drama adapted for television and broadcast. So it was already a drama adapted for television and broadcast, both sound and moving pictures. These were received by televisions 3 inches in diameter that were set up in a various... Yeah, okay. The background. The 1928 one-act play written by... was the first television drama. It was a radio drama adapted for. It was made for television.
This shit out of here.
Yeah, it says the same shit over and over again.
It's Wikipedia.
They're not telling you what this show is about.
Yeah, plot. Here we go. A romantic encounter with mysterious Russian woman who is secretly trying to obtain secret papers he is carrying in his dispatch case for the Queen. The old spy melodrama was selected because it had just 2 actors and they could alternately select 3 television cameras between them in the scene props.
Really, really little bit of information regarding like, the actual show itself.
Like, so the first...
So the woman was basically walking around with a briefcase with some
of
papers
secrets,
in it.
right? What do you remember? What year it was when we separated from England?
It wasn't like 1776. I don't think we achieved it until
Reason why I'm asking that
1784 or something like that.
Huh?
I think we achieved it in like 1784 or something like that.
I don't know. So for me, and maybe I do too much, but I be feeling like when they're putting all these words together, even if it's not meant by them, the divine gives it to you. For you to encode.
I mean, I agree. It could have been some racist skinhead that was making the first TV.
I'm not even saying that. The fact that it's called the first drama that this thing aired deals with messenger, and this thing gives messages. Like they could have just
secretly trying to obtain.
Yeah, like everything about it is to
very
me
deceitful.
Yeah, sinister. But again, it wasn't about Gumby. They could have did anything, but it deals with.
Yeah, but
secret.
I will say
esoteric
too,
shit. You're dealing with a Russian guy who Vladimir blah 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 who pushes.
This existed freehands though, So there was like stage acts and stuff, all different types of stories and shit, drama. Usually,
I'm saying, why didn't they use Bob's cow?
Because they know what people like and what they don't.
Queen's,
they go off
the
of
Queen's messenger.
So they go off of what people respond to, more than likely, right? So, for instance, when you had, like, say, the old Western days, before there was TVs and radios and all that shit, and they went into certain houses that had, like, dancers on stage, or even the opera back in the day from fucking Beethoven and all them cats, they kind of got an idea of, like, they always liked the stories that had drama in them, and it was the prince saving this, or the son trying to take down the evil uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always some kind of struggle. Like, they know what people like at the end of the day. So
yeah, but we didn't get that. We got the Queen's Messenger.
Well, we got but who knows what that, like, maybe if you read further, I'm not going to take the whole show to read further, but maybe there was some kind of triumph in there that at the end of the day, like, their love prevailed. I don't know.
I mean, that's a plot that people want to pay into. You know
so
what I mean?
Search
there has
that
to be,
shit.
Because the basics, right, is that there's an oppressor, right? There's a good guy, there's a bad guy, period.
Yeah, it's most stories.
I'm saying,
look at TV even today.
I'm saying
it's kind of like
the
a good
irony,
guy and bad guy type scenario.
That everything that's associated with this device leans left.
I agree.
That's all.
I can't.
So whether it's them doing it and telling us because we have to accept it, they still have to put it in our hand and we have to say, you know what, fuck it.
I just think
a lot of intellectuals don't watch TV.
I think a lot of things
television
are made for good reasons that end up
and they
becoming
got
corrupted.
Intelligent out of it.
You understand what I'm
saying?
I think a lot of things start off on a good note, but end up turning corrupted or turn to a negative thing. But a lot of things come out of a place of positiveness and goodness. And then,
or that could be the cover up to get it to.
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly.
No,
yeah,
but
it could be for good reasons.
I
was just watching Suits today, and
we're very much
that's a great show.
Actually, I just started watching it, dude.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually put me onto that show. Yeah. That's a great show.
So I'm still in the first season, the first like couple of episodes, but like they have a story fresh out the gate where it was like chick was going to be a witness but just lied. They were set up by the prosecution or the defense. It's, you know what I'm saying? And like it already shows you fresh out the gate. It's a good show.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Suits is a good show. But I do feel like, as you said, everything kind of, if it comes out for good purposes, and over time becomes a negative tool that's used, because honestly, at the end of the day, it's just a tool. The TV is a tool to entertain us.
Yeah, right? Positive or negative. It's
a tool nonetheless, and a lot of times throughout history, a tool has been brought to the table that has been used for good, and over time used for negative. I feel like, through reality TV or through like social media as a whole, like it's something that came out just to connect people, but now it's used for
gain,
whatever propaganda
gain.
it wants to be headed out. So, I do think, like, from what we're talking about with the TV, and the fact that the first show is something about something being deceitful with secrets and things like that, there you gotta hold that with some sort of accountability to like the reasoning behind it. If they really wanted to use this tool for something great to kind of educate people or to bring people to like to reach some higher self,
but education is not popular.
But
education
Andrew said it, entertainment. Yeah. But the only thing I started asking is, are we reaching with some words, or is some of that shit got substance?
But that's how derivatives are formed. They start
That's how
off.
this language was set up.
But it doesn't necessarily
they alter,
make it what you perceive it to be.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, all words stem from
that.
something. All words stem from something.
Told you what it is.
Yeah. Like when you just stub your toe, someone's like, "Oh, I stubbed it," and that became
stubbed.
What it is from that point forward, stubbed.
I like what Andrew said. Entertain.
Yeah,
Right.
I like that. I just seen that. That's
Shouts out to you, Drew.
Nah, for real.
What if they're like, I don't like Drew. It's Andrew.
That's how
it's
everything is
2023.
like,
it might be like that for real.
And they refer to them as they.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, you gotta be extremely politically correct.
No, we're not misidentifying nobody. Now
Come
get
on.
the fuck off.
Misidentifying?
Yeah, he's talking about what he wants to be identified as they. What he identifies as Andrew, not just Drew. We're not doing that.
What if it's the Drew?
What if it's him's herses? What if you're him's herses?
What's this a him's herses?
I don't know. This whole
It's not politically correct.
It's crazy to me. I don't know.
Gotta respect it though.
Nah, facts. I think it just comes down to just being accepting of just the situation, regardless if you. Whether you agree with it or not, you could just accept it.
I'm not being disrespectful at any means, but it's kind of wild to me.
I mean, I just have a problem with people who just don't respect it. Personally.
So I'm going to say this.
Is it not respecting
I debate with people all the time because there's a lot of people.
So
go ahead.
I'll say this, right? At first I was kind of like, what the fuck? What, like, why? Like, it's she, he, whatever.
Sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, right? But working where I work,
that's actually Marshall.
Yeah,
but
I know. What'd you say?
I didn't even realize that was Marshall.
But
nigga,
where I work,
I didn't read the name.
So what's up, Drewski?
Right,
just like that.
What I
identify as that nigga.
Right.
Where I work, you experienced people expressing that a little bit more frequently. But what I'm saying is that I kind of approached it like that until I found myself like asking, I'm sorry, what do you identify as?
But why?
At that point, I noticed just out of respect for that person.
No,
like,
I'm not disrespectful at all.
Because
it's not disrespect. If you come off as a man,
think about this.
look like a man, I call you a man. It's not disrespect.
No, but I get you. But at the end of the day,
once they tell you what they identify is, and you choose to say what you want.
No. I'm not.
Most people understand that, even as long as you're not doing that shit purposely and with intent, like to be insultive, they understand that you may mistaken or say the wrong word. They don't jump down your fucking throat. They may correct you and say, hey, I prefer they.
This sprung up overnight.
No.
No, I think
it was progressive.
I think
you're not
progressive.
It was progressive, but
a year.
But no, it was over 15 years. I'll say 15.
Yeah, probably 15.
Yeah, but again, you're a person who doesn't really care about much stuff.
So it just hit the mainstream last year.
It just hit your mainstream.
15 years.
Right.
Your mainstream.
Your
depends on how aware that you are.
He literally said
about,
almost 2 decades ago, and you said last year.
That would not even have registered to me 10 years ago.
It didn't, clearly.
It didn't to a lot of people, though. Because a lot of people weren't necessarily made aware.
We've gone through how many decades and eons of life?
Think about it like this, though, Justo. Think about it like this, right?
I don't understand.
What if something happens in your life to where you no longer want to be referred to as, say, Justo?
Right, exactly.
Right.
and you want to now be
Now you're just
Justin
gonna make up something.
or Mr. Krabs.
No, whatever you want.
Whatever it is, however you want to be addressed. Why do you get to dictate that based off of whatever your opinion is? And
So
why does everybody have to subscribe?
So then
Because that's what
I'll never call you Justo. I'll call you Dickface.
No, you're not. I don't identify as that.
Okay, what do you identify as?
I identify as me.
All right, then I identify as fucking Frank White.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't
Frank
understand.
It's the same thing.
It's
You
the same
literally
thing.
just
I really
explained
don't
it.
Understand. No,
You
It's
literally just explained
I'm a
it.
man.
It's a feeling.
But
no,
it comes down to
but you don't want me to
accepting
be
the person for who they decide to be.
Right.
And if you don't accept that person for what they decide to be, that could come
Nah,
across
the
as
difference
disrespectful
really
to that
is-
person.
Right. The difference really is-
No, time out. Before we go any farther, can we please put a disclaimer across the bottom saying that this is not to disrespect or come across.
Oh, yeah,
to
no,
any-
yeah, yeah.
It's a just being
You
Frank
got to
show.
do that.
No.
That's your disclaimer.
I just don't understand like how all this.
You work in a system where you should be getting it by
I think the
now.
craziest thing though is that you already summed it up. You already summed it up.
What?
By saying what you prefer to be addressed as. That's with the same thing as them. They're not saying that just you have to sit there and base it off of what they look like. When they tell you I identify as they, that's and you identify as Justo. You know what I'm saying?
Like how that's
I think some things don't need to be understood, just accepted.
Yeah.
Understanding and accepting is two different things.
It's not my
you
place.
can't understand some. You can't genuinely understand something that you don't experience.
Right.
So if you never have went through like say like the transition of becoming another gender, or
You're not gonna get it.
Yeah, you're not gonna understand that process, so you're not gonna be able to hold tight to that idea.
Right.
But you could just accept the fact that there's people out here who are transitioning, and
Right.
if what was the Kardashians' pop's name? Bruce. If Bruce
Yeah.
Bruce went from Bruce to
Yeah.
Caitlyn, you might not have to understand what led to him becoming Caitlyn, but just call him Caitlyn because that's what he wanted to be called. It's really simple.
Now he wants to be called Caitlyn,
Yeah.
but at one time he was Bruce, but still dressed up as Caitlyn.
And
But you
just
would still call him Bruce.
But just
Who?
You.
It depends on how he's dressed.
So you have some kind
That's
of respect.
superficial, right? That's superficial. That's not
So
respect.
you have some kind of respect.
What do you, I'm not saying I'm being disrespectful about it.
You are.
I'm really not doing it intentionally.
But you're not
You
trying.
are if you're going out of your way to call
Yeah.
somebody outside of what
No,
they're asking
but
to
that-
be.
Or
No,
say
that's what
fuck
I
you.
mean.
I'm still calling you this.
Because there's those people.
You can't be called Caitlyn if you're dressed like Bruce.
You can be called
You can be called whatever you
yeah,
decide
that's
to
what
call
he
it.
wants. That's
If I say
what
my
they
name is
want.
fucking
It's
Stacy,
similar.
But you
People
can't
change their
fault-
Instagram names all the time.
But you can't
people can't
fault
My
take
name is
offense.
Jackson Izhon Miller to my
you
parents.
You
The
can't- you
individual can't
fault-
take
you
offense,
can't
right? If
fault
they're
me for
presenting
that.
as one and you call them the other. But once
If
you have
can't-
the
if you
knowledge,
came in- if you
once you
came-
have the knowledge, you have to respect the boundary.
If you
Yeah.
can't-
You
I
choose to
agree.
either respect
Once
the
you know-
boundary or not.
Yeah, once you
as
know,
one name,
then respect that.
and then midway
I
through
agree
the year,
100%.
you change it to this.
Kids do that shit every
identify as
day.
that,
Yeah.
and I still call you this. It's not my fault.
No, it is.
when-
And guess
when
what?
you watch
That same
basketball?
motherfucker will take
You
your
watch- you
job,
watch
your ability
basketball?
to ever
No,
work
no,
with
Remember
children.
when Ron Artest
Just
went
like
from
that.
Ron Artest
That's-
to Meta World
that's-
Peace?
Yes.
And the announcers started calling him Meta World Peace for 3. It's because they accepted the fact that he is now Meta World Peace and decided to call him that.
Yes.
Why do
Now,
we call Jay-Z Ho?
So
right.
But I bet
Because Jay-Z's really, his name isn't Jay-Z, but
So-
we accepted the fact that he
You
wanted to
accept
be
the
called
persona.
Jay-Z
So
and
now-
call
Accept
him
what he's
Jay-Z
presenting
over
as.
calling him Sean Carter.
Out of
so if
respect.
now
But
someone
you
came
can't
up
be
to
mad at somebody saying call him Sean
no,
Carter.
but what I'm
But
saying,
if he- if some-
Justo, if someone came up to fucking Ron Artest that they hadn't seen him in years, and he's like, hey, what up, Ron? He's not. He's like, hey, it's what is it?
It's Meta World
It's
Peace.
Meta World Peace now.
He's not gonna.
No. What I'm saying, but hold on,
You don't
hold on.
know.
Wrong.
No. What I'm saying is then you say it again. You're like, but Ron. You're like, no, seriously. Like I identify, but you're like, no, fuck you. I'm calling you Ron.
Yeah,
'Cause-
no,
and at that point, it's coming across as
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Right.
I would never put myself.
Yeah,
in
so
this
once
position.
you have the knowledge,
Address that
then you
the
have
other
to accept
situations the
it.
same way. Once you understand what they
No,
want to be
I'm
called,
not saying
no
that
one's
I
expecting. But what I'm saying is, though, is no one's expecting you to necessarily know right off the bat. It's just once they correct you,
once you have the
and
knowledge,
if they correct you once or twice more, maybe, and then now you're still just doing it. Now it seems
slip-ups occur.
spiteful.
No, it's
right.
not.
Slip-ups always occur. And they don't even say anything.
Intentional.
I know.
Said, this is what it is.
But you
I know.
choose
No,
then
you
to
are-
call.
But at the end of the day, if somebody says, "Hey, Ms.," and you're like, "No, it's Mix."
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, if they're a dick though,
My
right off the bat about it, then they're just a piece, like, or not a piece of shit, but an
And at
asshole
that point,
person.
you just don't take it personal. You
Yeah.
just leave it as what
Like,
it is.
all right, shit, my bad.
If, you,
100% so.
if I make somebody his first name is Ron, then the next day I pull up, oh, what's good, Ron? Oh, nah, my name is Tony today.
Yeah, if
all
I call
right,
you
Tony,
Ron,
and I just roll with Tony. You know, because there's no need to agitate the energy.
I might call
it's just
you
the
Ron.
title at the end of the day.
Yeah, I might call you Ron
It's
here
their
and there.
title.
Just don't get mad at me. You know what I mean? If I
Right.
call you if I accidentally call you Ron, just don't get mad at me.
Right,
Yeah.
and you give that disclaimer
And
out.
most reasonable people don't. They won't. They're like,
think
it's
about
not-
everybody here.
No, I'm not saying. I said most reasonable people.
Six got mad names.
Emphasis on reasonable.
Right. So again, I work in
Y'all call me
I work in
I when I'm
Northampton.
here.
It's
You probably come across that a lot.
a lot more often.
How many people do you approach on the car lot and say, "How are you doing today, ma'am?" She's like, I'm Mister.
So first and foremost, not many.
I'm curious.
But
yeah.
even when
Not many.
even if you do,
you run into that.
I would say
I
90.
could only imagine.
Occasionally,
Yeah.
I would say 90% of them will just say no. If you do address them in the way they don't want to be addressed, they're like, no, I don't identify that. Like if I say, oh, this is your wife,
especially working where you're actually in the haven.
So
if somebody says, "Hey, yo, bitch," and you don't identify as such,
the first level is wife and partner. It starts
Right,
there.
right.
I'd say, oh, this must be your wife, and the lady correct. She's like, I'm his partner.
But where does that end?
So me,
What does it matter?
for us
so
to
me,
decide. That's
so
for
me,
the individual.
I start off the
Because life is life, it's
conversation.
gonna still
No, it
continue.
it does matter because
Not really.
No, it really does because if
Why?
I go to court,
Does that change how you're going to interact with the person?
No, if I go to court and they tell me I'm guilty, I don't identify as guilty. I'm not guilty.
It's this guy.
I'm just saying, like, where does
That's
it
where
end?
it ends.
That's where it ends.
You at least just identified one ending. I don't know.
But
There-
what
I'm
you
assuming
identify
there's
as
levels.
yourself, the jurors don't gotta identify you as,
Right.
depending on what you did. You dig what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The
right.
jurors, the judge, whoever's involved
They
in
don't
your
have to
case.
respect that.
I mean, they do, in a sense. But if you did your action,
See,
it's not. It's the action that's behind that identification.
Right.
Now,
Once
If
you get to the point of hurting somebody, or you know what
See,
I mean.
everybody has like these jokes. and-
No, there's a lot
No,
of
no.
jokes.
I'm about to
And
tell you
it's not
something.
just mine.
People, all right. People be having these jokes and be going back and forth, and they go to the extreme. Because you know, people will go to the extreme to win an argument,
Right.
Like he just did.
No,
Whatever.
it's not to
Hold on,
win
hold
an
on.
on.
Let him finish that thought.
Hold on.
I'm just
Like,
giving.
I hope
a
all
for
children
instance.
die. I was like, yo.
Hold on. And then they'll put up resistance against whatever equalities that are looking to be. You know what I mean?
Acknowledge. Which they have a right to be.
Until it's their children.
Right.
because now you're
I
experiencing.
have to be mindful
Right.
of that. with
Yeah,
my
no,
children.
the world does.
Yeah.
When everyone's like, oh, yeah, all right, and wait until if that happens
No,
to
I
you
get
in
it.
your household, now you have to go through the gamut, right, to
Right.
figure out how you're gonna deal with this because you were resisting it when it wasn't in your household.
It's not that I'm resisting.
Are you
it. I
experiencing
just-
that in your household?
No,
or you
I,
just
no,
experiencing
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
Ah,
Regardless whether he is or he isn't. My point is this: we've gone a whole life span, just ours alone, with not ever experiencing anything like this.
Yeah, but
until
we've
as a
experienced our own oppression.
No, until it became
Which comes
something
down to like that,
experience.
the word of just accepting. Things
So this
change,
is-
times change.
But
you just have to kind of get. With
I didn't
the
experience a plasma TV until they came out with plasma TVs. Like that's just they had plasma TVs existing before they hit the market.
Are you serious?
But once they hit the market, it's the same shit
Are
though.
you serious?
Yes.
Plasma TVs.
it's the
and
principle
I'm just
behind
saying,
it.
I didn't
identification.
experience something
Like this is
until
what
the
I'm
first
talking
time I
about.
experienced it. And
Got
then
you.
everybody experienced it.
Got you.
So flat screen TVs, they were in development. They came out. Everyone experienced them. Now flat screen
Yeah, it's
TVs
like the
are a
microwave.
thing.
And it's different
Yes.
once it enters your house. You're like, oh shit, now I see what you're talking about.
Hell yeah.
becomes
Yeah,
personal.
fucking, I
could
love
bake a
plasma
pota-
screen
I
TVs.
could bake a potato
You know,
in a
once
minute.
I feel like once you start experiencing something, you develop like a compassion behind it.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like,
Fact.
like it goes to like your attachments, what you attach yourself to. You're not attached to that community yet. To have to like think about it in a different sense until
I
something
just
happens.
wonder-
Now hear me out, bro. Until something happens that leads to that attachment, now you feel the need to defend that honor. You dig what I'm saying? For example, with sports, if you're like me, I'm a big time Steph fan. So if somebody talk junk about Steph Curry, I'm gonna feel the need to defend his honor per se because of the fact that I attach myself to him as a basketball player. You know, but if you're not a Steph Curry fan, you're not going to feel the need to, or the need to kind of find the respect of somebody else because you're not attached to it.
I mean,
Boom. Religion.
It comes
That's
down to
what
your
I'm crazy about
attachments.
what-
That's
You're-
that's
I think of the
entity.
stupidest jokes.
About what? Go ahead.
That's what
That's
I'm
a
saying.
stretch.
Like,
Nah, that's not a stretch.
To boil it down to.
Hold
Hold on,
like,
I'm trying to hear what she's saying.
It's okay.
talking
I and
well
I's not here tonight. Clearly, right?
Might be.
Go ahead.
So no, I'm saying like you could boil it down to like religion, right? Everybody calls God or the higher power or gives the higher power different names. You got Allah, you got God. You know what I'm saying? You got Jesus. You know what I'm saying? what you identify with is who you want to stand with. If your friend goes into battle right now, you're gonna stand 10 toes behind your nigga before you stand 10 toes for the other side, right?
You're attached to that
And
friend.
not only that, too, how would you feel if someone told you couldn't identify it the way you want to identify?
Right. That's
I have no
rebellion. We
problem
have
with the way I
rebellious
identify. I just
spirits.
don't
We are
understand
rebellious.
Why it's such a big deal?
Because it's disrespectful. Like, I can't call you
To the
anything but
entity.
what you want to be called.
If I can't walk around calling everybody lame ass
What if he
niggas,
said
that's
you're
not
just
gonna
white?
happen.
Like when you're
What if he
all,
said you're just white?
when you're all
I get that every time I get pulled over.
yeah, but you're
I'm
all
just
set.
black.
But when you're all set, you're
They
making
don't
these
see me as
jokes.
white.
But listen, when you're all set with something, you're all set. In any facet
an
of
extent,
life.
yes.
No, not to no
very
extent.
much
When you're all set, you're all
strongly.
set.
Yeah, you're all set. You all set. You out of there.
Until you come to a new thought. Let's put it that way.
Or no realization.
Right.
Or something changes.
Right? But for the most part, when you're all set, you're all set.
Yes.
And anybody who compromises that,
It's up for them.
no, what?
No.
What? That's not factual.
No,
Justin.
hell
You're not
no.
being real. You're not being real. You're not
You
being
can't do that with us three.
Hell no, no, I can't.
Yeah, we know you
Us
for-
three?
Yeah, we've known you.
You can't do that with me.
Do you
'cause I
really
only-
want
I
to? Do you really
experienced
want to
in one
do that
way.
with me?
I've known you far
I could
too
give
long.
you a perfect example.
Give it to me.
So
Pause.
were you
It's fucking around.
you were in the parking lot when he told me to drive off into the sunset?
Hell yeah.
I was there.
Yo, you said that exact thing. I
Hell
could
yeah.
totally see
Yeah.
him saying
And what
that,
did I
too.
do?
You said, all right.
I respected him because I knew he had reached the point. It doesn't matter. There's no time to be macho and
It wasn't
no.
to that point. I
He-
can't get
it
to that
was
point
to
with
that.
him.
You
No.
did. He said.
You
Yo,
got mad enough to
drive-
where he knew to
He said-
diffuse the
No,
situation
no,
and leave.
No.
He
no,
said.
No.
He said he was on the back of his. He was on the back of something. And he was like, I can't remember what the vehicle
He
was,
has
but he
his
was.
views about certain things. He feels like he has his all right. The way he sees things is the way he sees things. Period.
Right.
You can't change the way he sees things.
That's not true.
No. You really can't.
No,
And
'cause
anybody
we've-
who thinks
we've
they
built
can,
But you
before
can,
it comes
'cause
to new
even tonight he said
Let
he
him have
learned
it for the
something
moment.
tonight.
Let him have it for the moment, because he's.
No, I'm dead ass.
I'm just talking about
He
experiences.
felt the way he felt about a certain situation. I felt the way
I will say,
felt.
if he strongly agrees something about
I
something,
felt
it's
the way
hard
I
to
felt
dissuade
the
you
way-
at that point.
I felt the way I felt about the
Television.
But we were
Television.
both right.
Right.
Television. No.
But we were both right.
Right. So all I told him was to keep your opinion to yourself
And ride off into the
'cause
sunset.
Everybody doesn't.
It's actually
need,
pretty respectful.
Everybody doesn't need to see things the way that you see them. Sometimes people just need a cosign, or just keep your opinion to yourself.
A lie.
Ride off to the sunset. That's the way it ended.
So, the problem with that,
Maybe should have
is-
asked out of respect. Do you want my opinion? or do
No,
you want me to just...
that's the problem. He wanted my opinion all the way up through the whole entire
until
process.
you got to a point
until
where
it
he
didn't work,
agree
until
with
it wasn't working the way he seen
Yeah,
it
all right.
in that moment, right?
Come on.
No.
And in that moment, I said, "Well, this is because of X, Y, and Z," which I was telling him along the way. So
Was I
he didn't
looking-
want to hear that
was I
at
look-
that moment.
was
But the
I looking-
entire time, he wanted my advice.
Was I looking for an
I feel like
opinion?
this-
I don't know what you were looking for, but I found out when you was like,
what you often know.
Because I told him, I said,
what,
sometimes
where I'm like,
leg is a prime example.
it's what when I'm.
A lot of times it will start off as a convert, and then it turns into an argument. And you plant your feet on what you're saying, and he plants his feet on what he's saying.
I didn't plant my feet with him. I realized that
You
it
rode
was
off.
Because I felt-
I
I
wasn't
felt-
looking for an opinion.
No.
or understanding.
Because the
or
reason why we're
existence.
no, because the
He said
reason why
you
we're
were
talking
up until
about
that
the
point.
reason. Hold up, slow
I
down. The
wasn't
reason
at
why
all.
we're talking about this is because we're talking about respect,
Yes.
right? So that's the main point. Let's not lose
Was it,
sight of what.
was it the respect?
Yeah, I knew that you were all set, and I respected your
Yes.
boundary because anything past that could lead to something that's unnecessary.
All right, and we're gonna leave off at that.
Hold up, no, we're not. We gotta talk about this one question up the top.
What's that?
Do people who have no real value have the right to high standards?
Wait, what?
Do
Determine
people-
if someone has a value.
Do
right?
people with no real value?
Well, could we?
So
what is
you
exactly
wanna-
real
Value.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Define
someone
that
that you
first.
seem that has no value, someone else may find value in.
That's
So that's
perceived.
why
Whether you
Value.
would
Let's
call-
put it this way.
Listen,
I know.
Hold on.
subjective.
I'll tell you
But
guys.
listen,
no,
that's
I won't
why
make it
you'll call
subjective
Jay-Z.
anymore.
No, it is subjective.
Jay-Z, right?
I'm gonna create a space for all of you to answer, right? So a person of no real value. So whoever you're not gonna date,
Whoever I'm not gonna what?
whoever y'all wouldn't date,
Okay, I'm with you. Keep going.
See what I'm saying? That would be the person that has no value for you. So does that person?
So ugly people have no value?
I don't know if that's what you set for yourself, because like you guys are saying it's subjective.
I'm just throwing something out there. What I'm saying though is that it's hard to
Hold on,
really.
Can we get the whole question out though?
I thought that was the
The whole question is: do people with no real value have a right for high standards?
And you're saying ugly people.
I didn't say
Frank.
that.
No,
yeah.
Because I'm saying
Okay.
a chick could be dumb as hell, right, and have no other value, but if she's good looking, that's value to somebody.
No, is that value for you?
Oh, for me personally, not necessarily.
Frank
You
takes
can be
looks
super
over
hot.
So
and you can be annoying.
So
as
you're
shit.
you're using looks, right?
Frank takes-
So do you think? So for you,
no.
chicks-
I'm not. It's not only looks. I'm just using that as
But
an
that's
example.
what we're using, right? So
I'm
go
using it
ahead.
as an example.
Stand on the ugly.
So now that
so
you're
we can
now
move
that you
on.
use looks initially,
Frank
because
doesn't date ugly girls.
because you use looks initially, that's clearly the first thing you're looking for.
I gotta find you attractive.
Okay.
Boom.
Do you think ugly women
Hold no value.
no have no right to high standards?
So no, because that ugly person could be really good at something that earns a lot of money.
Let's talk about
So it
sexy
could
red.
be a monetary value.
What?
Coochie pink booty hole brown girl. Sexy red.
Oh, the
Sexy
that weird
red.
song.
But sexy red is the girl,
Oh,
right?
I don't
And
know
she's
her.
not attractive. Like she's
Somebody
not
might find her
mainstream
though.
attractive. She's not mainstream.
But does she have value?
There's mad dudes that would hit
Right,
Lizzo
so
off.
that's what I'm saying.
You being one of them.
Would you
I'm
date?
not really into big.
Would you date?
bigger
So
chicks.
you're
Not that
you're
there's
single.
a problem with them.
You two are not single. You're still single. All right, so I can use you two because these two are taken. So, would you date? I could just throw you a bunch of factors, right? Would you date a chick that has more than 2 kids?
Yeah.
Does the ages matter?
I mean, no, but yeah, I just don't want to deal with infants if I have
Would
a
I date a
toddlers.
man
With
with
children?
2
I
kids?
would prefer
Or
no
more.
infants and toddlers personally,
No.
just for a lot of reasons. But
So no kids at all. Doesn't even matter the ages.
No. I would date a man with children. But if you have like a freaking 1-year-old, you know what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
a no. That's a
So
no.
1 year
only
old.
because it's also so fresh from the last relationship.
Exactly.
Too, you know what I mean?
You haven't
That-
established your
Just a lot of
routine.
shit in that.
So
potentially,
automatically, someone who's courting y'all, if they have no kids, has now risen in value.
So, but I will.
True.
Say, yeah, I agree with that.
I can't-
See how this goes?
on any level. So, but I guess the thing is though is that what kind of high standards are we talking about then?
No,
like
so
high standards
that,
like
then
champagne,
that boils
personal.
down to
champagnes
right.
on
So are
yachts.
you dating or courting for what? You get what I'm saying?
So now that's why we're
Almost
we're-
like the end goal of the courting.
exactly.
Okay. I'm
You see what I'm
so
saying?
courting, right, as defined, right,
Yep.
is you intend to marry.
I would say.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna use that.
Let's go off of
Yeah,
that
yep,
courting.
Yep.
What's your follow up?
So now go into what they're making. So you don't want no kids, and she could take older kids.
I didn't say no kids.
No kids. So
I
you'll
just-
do the kids.
I just don't want like if.
But
I
will you choose?
I prefer.
You prefer no kids, and you prefer no kids.
I didn't say no kids. I prefer
no kids.
No infants or
pick your-
toddlers.
pick your line. Pick
If
your
I
lane.
can if I have a choice, no infants and toddlers. If they got
So you would
6,
take a
7 year
blended
olds,
family. So you would take a blended.
So
family
you'll
at their
take.
age.
So you'll take.
as long as they're
See,
yeah.
This is
most-
why I'm getting to the age
like
next.
7, and up. I don't give a fuck. Or 6 and up. I don't care. It's just the age before that. I don't feel like dealing with that. I don't have the energy for that no more.
So they got to be 6 and up.
I would say around there, unless they're mature 5.
But are you gonna choose the chick with kids over the chick
Unless
without?
it's not because whoever I'm head over heels for. It doesn't. I don't. Kids aren't a factor for me in that regard.
Really?
If I'm head over
What-
heels
I
for
don't
somebody,
believe that.
yeah, I've done
Look,
it.
so you guys
I haven't
both-
dated chicks with infants
But
and
both
toddlers.
of you
but I
guys
dated
like
chicks with
looks.
kids.
So if you're going by looks,
You're putting me in the look book.
You can say you don't
I'm-
believe
you
it,
like
it's
looks.
true. Like I've
So-
dated chicks with kids.
Slow
why the fuck
down.
would I lie?
Slow
No, I'm talking to
down.
him.
Oh,
Why would I lie?
I just don't believe it.
Okay.
If you had your choice over kids over no kids.
Oh, I'm
you
saying
take
if
it
I had
over
my choice, I mean, yeah,
That's
I
what
would
we're
say
talking
no.
so you
kid-
do prefer no kids.
So I
That's
would
what we're
say
talking about.
I'm just saying I wouldn't exclude
I
the
only
chick with
prefer
kids.
no kids so that we can have that experience together.
Boom.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want no more
So
kids,
now,
so that's
so
why I
now
don't
that
care.
gives that guy value.
No.
No, it does. It gives him more value than the guy who has the kids.
It gives him more access. It doesn't give him more
What,
value.
what,
That's
what
that
is-
is more
what is
value.
it- what if
That's not
he's
the
you got
same.
two
It's not
people, they're
synonymous.
exactly the same. One has kids, one doesn't. How-
You're gonna,
what
you're
are you
gonna
choosing?
take, you're gonna take the one with no kids.
I would take the one with no kids.
Of course you would.
Right. So now they both look equal, right, in looks. right?
Both make the same amount of money.
But they both don't make the same amount of money.
Oh.
So I don't need a chick to make the same amount as
Not as you.
As the
Just
other one.
As the other one.
Just have your own job at least, maybe.
What if they don't have a job?
Yeah, you see how
What
the
if she
standards are
had? What if she has no job
So as
and
a
has no
female,
kids?
I'm out of there, right?
Yo, his
Because a man
standards
that
are
can't.
depleting.
Not at this point in my
As
life.
a man that cannot.
She's checking
you know
out.
What I'm saying? A man that cannot provide, not for himself, right? So wait, am I with the the nigga with kids?
So
I'm just saying if
now you got the nigga exactly yeah.
So this is my shit. If you don't work and have no kids, that's great that you
A
have
man
no
should
kids.
be a leader.
But
I'm not subscribing to something that can't lead me.
I can already support
Right?
myself.
Because you're not self-sufficient.
Yeah, I
Get the
agree.
fuck out of there.
Yeah, so I agree with her on the man side of shit. Like I can already support myself. Why the fuck do I need to support you? Unless you just have that good pussy. Like what is
and
it?
then what? It just crumbles down to just
So
having
now-
good
so
sex.
now you-
No.
Right. I agree with that. If I'm in a white,
Look at Jackson. His standards are depleting.
Nah,
His
I'm out of
standards
there.
are depleting.
but I don't care.
No, but your standards are depleting.
They're not,
I would
He's
still,
older, though. He's
yeah,
older.
I would still date a chick with kids. I'm
no,
just saying
but
my
but you'd rather.
Frank, you got what, 20
but
years
I
on
still am fucking with girls that have kids.
I'm not saying that you have.
Yeah, but
I
you're
get
No, but
I
your
understand.
demographic
But
is
you can't
very
say
much-
it's depleting because I'm
No,
still
yeah,
fucking with
yeah,
girls with kids.
Nice looking.
My top.
You
my
don't really need her to
preference
have
is-
a job. You don't
I
really
don't need her to have a job, but
Right.
unless you razzle dazzle me, like why do I look for another mouth to feed? Someone to
If
support.
you're nice looking,
That's
you
what
got
I'm
good
saying.
pussy, and you have no kids,
You have to
you're in.
knock my socks off.
You're in, though.
But no, but if you don't work, you got to knock my socks off. I'm not
Right.
looking to someone to support somebody. Like I already support myself.
Your
Why I got to
standards
look
are
for?
depleting.
Yeah, but the good thing about
standards are
me,
depleting.
so they're not. If I'm looking for someone without
But
kids.
can she have high standards? Is the real question. Now that you've set the standards for yourself, that doesn't.
If she has
you're
no
the
job
one,
and no kids,
you're setting. I'm saying,
she's
and you're
got to ride on looks.
I'm saying, so you.
But
so you
that's
just,
Looks are fleeting.
At least in my opinion, if
That's
you
your
have no
decision.
kids,
Principle
you
is
have no
everything.
job, you have to at least be good looking to get value. And unless a dude can't get no other girls, and
Wow.
you're willing to blow them.
You're a
Wow.
nasty.
So let me ask you the question now. So
I
the
definitely
so
masturbate
on either
every
end.
day.
So on that's crazy.
You're
so
a
on
nasty
I
nigga.
on
So
that's
it's
not healthy.
different
So on
because
either end.
a male's version,
Nah,
right? A
I'm
male's
never getting prostate cancer.
look is much different from a female's perspective. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's hard
just-
to kind of have this
I'm
Back
just saying,
and
I'm
forth.
at the
I'm
at the point in my life I've already had kids.
I can't run off looks, right? I don't run off
Oh, I
looks. I
can't
run off of
You say you can't
principles.
Not just looks.
either? Frank.
But can
For
he?
the sake of this conversation,
Frank.
you chose looks.
When have I ever dated
That
a
was your
chick that
first-
was just
Frank,
looks?
let's be honest. If you don't have the looks, you're not having a conversation.
For the sake of
most certainly.
argument.
So
yeah.
let's just knock it off. Act like it doesn't have to be a looker.
No,
She
I'm
has
just
to be a
saying she
looker.
ain't got to be super
No,
hot.
your girl has to be a looker in order for you to even be infatuated. Then the next box is checked. then the next
Don't look
box is
at. I'm
checked,
not
then the
bothering
next
you.
box is checked. Like, let's
wrong
just
with
be
dating
real.
good-looking
No, I'm not
women?
saying anything's wrong with it, but don't act like your standards don't deplete when boxes
Oh,
aren't
no, I
checked.
can't date an ugly chick.
So you're
And I'm
willing.
not saying I'm the greatest looking. I'm
So
just
if she
saying-
doesn't work, has no kids,
And she ugly?
and
She's a
she
bad
no,
bitch.
and she looks good.
Oh.
Clearly, the
Fat
He's
ass,
in
good
there.
pussy.
She gotta really look good
He's in
though,
there.
for me to support her. Like I don't want to support her.
I'm not
mouth
supporting
to
no
feed.
man.
But can
period.
she? But can she
Yeah,
have?
I agree with you.
That's
We
what I'm
shouldn't have
saying.
to
It's a
But
support
can
her.
different
she have?
conversation.
But can she make demands?
No, she can. In
I don't
his
believe
book,
it.
yeah,
I don't
100%.
believe it.
Nah,
Because you got the
life.
box.
Nah, I don't need. But
I don't believe it.
You're missing the point though that I don't need nothing.
That no, that I'm. That's because that sounds like a man who considers himself high value.
Yeah, I definitely have value.
So I'm trying to figure
Fuck
out.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out for you where a woman could have her standards. Like where does she need to be for her to meet standards that you're
So,
comfortable with?
I'll give you an idea, right? There's a chick that I've talked to that, you know, we chill, we attracted to one, she's very great, but that's not the only shit. She has kids. One actually is a special need kid, and other kid's older, but has, you know, his own identifying scenarios, you know what I'm saying? And that didn't deter me from still talking with the chick. There was something about her that I liked about her. She's very attractive, but it's not the only thing I like about her. Otherwise I wouldn't keep talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Another chick, similar scenario, going through like a rough divorced, but again, super attractive, has 2 kids. So it's not that I'm cutting off any of them, but if there's nothing there that sparks me to you to begin with, which majority of times is going to start at least with looks. You don't have to be a 10, but yeah, I got to be attracted to you. Like I cannot just, otherwise to me it's a business relationship.
You can't just stay up right now that the reason why you haven't pulled the trigger on the other 2 is because of other deciding factors.
No, because I'm for the most part not necessarily pursuing it. I'm just chilling. I'm not rushing into anything. I'm trying to just chill with my life right now.
If either one of them called you tomorrow and said, like, listen, this is what it is. I need you or nothing.
I would.
You'd bow out.
I'm more than likely. I'm not ready for that right now. That's not what I've just done 15 years.
But if she had no kids, she was a good looker with no job, you might entertain it. If she had the
I feel like I can have a real future.
If she had the bomb pussy, gave you all the head that you wanted, had no job, was a looker, you'd be all for it.
What if she makes 6 figures? What would you do with a woman that makes 6 figures?
I would be dope because then her grind matches my grind.
She'd be ugly. It's crazy.
Her grind matches my grind. We can get it together. You
could get it together. So you're willing.
That's
to
what I would wife the fuck up. If she again, she doesn't have to be a dime piece, but looks good, has her shit together, earns 6 digits. Didn't have any negative baggage. Leave that however you want. She could have kids, but if they're great kids, that's not negative baggage. You know what I'm saying? Well, my kids aren't.
So she has the right.
My kids are good kids.
So she has the right to her standards then.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she brings value to it, she has a choice to reject me.
Now, are you willing? Okay. Okay. Now, are you willing to compromise on that?
To what level?
Like, so usually in a position where you can remain.
I agree with that, Nadine. Someone could be ugly to me that's not ugly to somebody else. And that's why I wouldn't say she doesn't have value. Point. She just may not have as much value to me personally. Maybe she still adds value to my life in other ways. There's women that I don't find attractive in my life every day that still add value to my day.
If you get a good-looking chick that has nothing going for herself.
Something's wrong.
No, slow down. No, you might.
Age? No, I'm fucking around.
Age matters too, but I'm saying you get a good-looking chick. And she's got really nothing going on. When I'm saying nothing, it's just nothing earth-shattering, right?
Yeah.
And you're dealing with her because there's some connection, so to speak, right? But she really has no claim, no stake in the game. If
it seems like her mindset,
can she make decisions in the house?
So
hell no.
At first, actually, no.
Right. Now, can the 6-figure chick make demands in your house?
I would say this. If they're ones that I find of value, I probably would consider them a little bit more because she's matching my grind, right? But if I still didn't agree with them, I still don't agree with them. I'm still going to be the same fucking standpoint.
Alpha.
I'm not saying I won't work with, but if I don't agree with it, but I wouldn't expect her to do something that she don't agree with. You know what I'm saying?
What if she makes more than you?
Still, it doesn't mean you get the right to do what I don't agree with.
Then why do you get the right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, she still has the decision, same as I, to walk away. I would never ask her to compromise herself, but she should never ask me to compromise myself. If I feel that fucking significant in the topic to where I'm unrelenting, then you either are on board with me or you're not.
I can see you as the how dare you type. The audacity of
Nah, I'm like, you made your bed, lie in it. That's the type that I am. That's why I'm fucking single.
Don't even get into your energy.
It's actually hilarious. That don't bother me. I.
What?
Same scenario.
No.
6-figure man. He can tell you what to do.
I'm submissive.
But a man got to have the strength to submit.
That's a man,
yeah.
right?
Well, what does that look like for you? A man that's a man.
A man that's a man. I don't know how to.
She don't have to describe that, man.
No, I'm trying to understand.
She's talking.
I don't know if it's a man that handles. I gotta know.
Yeah, so if you're a 6-figure man, you are clearly handling what you need to handle. Right?
And tell me if I'm wrong.
But I do think you have to have what?
What if you're a trust fund baby?
Emotional intelligence. You have
you
to
can
have
be
certain things. You have to
so
be a
this is what I'm
communicator.
asking. What does this look like?
It's not just you have the funds, right? Because what if you have poor money management? You know what I mean? Then you're not a man for me. You have to be a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's saying she would submit if the man could really fucking lead.
To something that is for the better. We have a purpose that is aligned.
You know,
so you're kind of like on what she's saying,
yes.
but for
it's not. He's not what I'm on.
No, yes, I am.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let that shit.
So if you're talking about that, yeah, because that's exactly what Andrew Tate preaches. Exactly what the fuck she just said to a fucking T.
A man needs to know how to be a man, and a woman needs to know how to be a woman.
Exactly.
Right, and let a man lead.
But a man got to be able to lead in order for a woman to want to be able to or feel comfortable.
I have to want to submit to you.
with that?
Yeah, 100%.
I literally have options.
If that's the way the female is.
Right.
Would you submit making 6 figures?
Would I submit to my man?
would
And
never.
I'm making more than him?
Yes.
She would never.
6 figures
I
isn't
would.
even that much.
You would?
I would. Because I'm overall, I'm not looking at the financial
that's the
aspect of it, right?
6 figures is where life changing.
Yeah.
You can make some moves.
So let's knock it down. You work a regular 9 to 5.
You can make moves with 6 figures.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't make
It's
moves as a man, if you have the right principles, then I will have to submit.
I'm trying to get to the next level. Fuck 6
No, that's
digits.
cool. Let's build that
I've
together.
been at
Let's
6
get there
digits.
together. If you don't come into the relationship having that, you know, or the partnership, whatever word y'all want to use this week, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
looking
build
for a
that. Like, the
bum.
goal is to have a purpose or a goal together.
That's what I
when
don't
we
want.
unite as one.
Is a bum. I
You
don't
want
give
a
fuck.
bum
Right?
bitch?
No, he'll fuck a pretty bum and wife it. That's according to what the fuck he just said.
He would.
No, I wouldn't.
You would fuck a pretty bum and wife it
poor
because
Jackson.
if she had good
You
pussy.
obviously
You just
she
got
good
thrown
pussy.
in
Nah, you obviously didn't listen to a goddamn
No,
word I
I
just
heard
said.
what you said.
No, I didn't.
listened.
No, that's not what the
Justo,
fuck I said.
am I wrong? Justo.
You're both wrong.
I know
What I
for-
said is
for
I at least have to find her attractive.
Y'all both-
But I'm not fucking trying to support it.
You're not. No.
I just said the opposite of that.
The goal is not to.
I just said I gotta find her attractive. Y'all ain't even fucking listening.
You want to
Y'all
find her
just making
attractive,
some,
but she has to bring something to the table in order for you
Right.
to support her.
And
So
But
how the fuck
regardless-
is that a bum ass bitch?
And if she did the right thing, you would.
Y'all just making
All she
shit
has
up.
is good box.
Y'all said a
If she did the right thing, you would. You said that yourself.
right.
Thank you.
If it's
Thank you.
someone
I'm
that
not making-
adds
I'm not
to my
pulling that out of
fucking
thin air.
life,
If she did the right things for you and she was attractive, without
that's not a
job,
bum ass bitch.
You would do what you had to do to support her.
No, I said I'm not looking to just support another mouth.
That's not what you're looking for, but you would.
No,
Entertain the fact
I'm
of
glad
it,
y'all
if
know
she
what the
did
fuck
right
I
thing.
would do.
That's what you said.
No, you
it's
said.
not. I said I just have to be attracted to her.
You'll have to rewind the show.
Yeah,
You'll
no.
see for
'cause
yourself.
All right.
'Cause
I
you
said.
definitely
So I
said-
presented
It
to you.
definitely occurred. That
I just said
conversation
I
did
said
happen.
looks are a factor.
Yeah.
But that's not the.
You said it's
I'm
not what you're
su-
looking for.
No,
I'm
he
not
changed
just
once I started throwing different scenarios.
Well,
That's
once
what
I
happened.
explained a little further.
Yeah, I went into different scenarios.
So
and
I'll
that's-
rectify the shit now. I ain't looking for no bum ass bitch, but I gotta find her attractive.
Where the bitch
If I
with the
can't
titties
fuck
at?
her,
Couple shows
if I
back.
can't fuck her,
A lot
it's
of
not
shows
gonna
back.
work. Period. And I just can't fuck anything. Okay? I'm not saying I'm a 10 by any means. You don't have to be a 10 by any means, but I gotta find you attractive. At whatever fucking level you're
One
rated
way or the
at,
other.
I gotta personally find
One
you
way or the
attractive.
other.
Yeah, because I'm not spending my life with somebody I'm not attracted to
Good
fucking.
head. Good
Yeah, you
back
should. You
shots.
shouldn't.
I'm not going like this.
Good head, good back shots. He's in.
I value
I can train
myself
some of
enough
that though.
to not
you
even
ain't gotta necessarily
entertain what's
be there.
beneath me.
I can get you there.
Oh,
You
you
know
can
what
show
I'm
him how to
saying?
do it?
As long as you're willing to
You can
learn.
show 'em how to
You
do
gotta
it?
be willing to learn.
As long as they're a good looker.
Yeah, if you
And
don't,
then they earn the keep.
and you gotta fuck good too.
And then they earn the
Yeah,
keep.
You don't fuck good. I guess.
If they look good,
No.
and they're a quick learner, they can earn
Because then
they
you
might,
run in the
'cause they
risk
might
of
also
fucking a
suck as a
groupie
person,
bitch,
and I'm not
right?
dealing with
No,
that.
but don't.
No. If they suck as a person,
They're
fuck their pussy. I don't care how
They're a
good it is.
beautiful person.
After
Don't
you
care how
fucked
it
it,
is.
They're a
right?
beautiful
I'll
person.
fuck it and move on.
No, listen. They're a beautiful
What's wrong with a good
person.
fuck of
They're
a dumb
beautiful
bitch?
person.
Oh my god!
Fucking around.
Not a bimbo.
They're a beautiful
And that's our show.
Right.
Just any last shout outs?
You want to do a shout out?
Yeah, and we gotta do a
Anything-
picture before we go.
Because this is about to get stupid real quick.
Frank knows what it
And
is.
shout out to
Yeah, I
sounds
just
like
don't
my
just
brand.
I won't
Yeah,
wipe
yeah.
up an ugly chick,
Anything
but
you
she
wanna
gotta add
plug
more
in?
than looks. That's all I'm saying.
You gonna wife an ugly
Your
chick?
IG.
So hold on.
No,
What if the ugly chick is making the 6 figures?
Don't care. I already make 6 figures. Why do I need a bitch that I'm not attracted to that
For
makes
the
6
goal,
figures?
right? To better life. That's what you were just preaching.
I'll make the better life myself then.
So then that goes with what they were saying, that you want, basically you would take a pretty bitch that makes nothing.
No, because I got to see something in her. I'm not looking to just support another
You
mouth.
see that she
I don't
gobbles
care
your
how
shit
good
and she
looking.
throws that
No,
shit
that
on
only
some wild
lasts so
shit.
long, right?
All right.
So I'm not saying that. So a
right.
chick that I meet at 35, I'm not expecting her to look like a dime piece when we're both in our 70s. Okay. But what I'm saying is if there's no level of any attraction, then I can't fuck with it. But I'm trying to find someone that has at least drive. She don't necessarily even have to have 6 digits yet. But if I can see me being able to build her up to that point till she gets 6 digits, meaning I'm built even better and together we're built
Frank,
even better, that's what I would prefer. out
You
of all
already
things.
took 7 years off of our current age just to make her equivalent to where you're at.
I'm
You said
talking
she
about.
has to be 35. 35.
I'm just
and
relating,
it's
like,
to make it to where you are.
I'm just
You
talking,
want her younger
nah,
too?
I'm not saying
I'm
she
just
has to be
saying, I'm just
35.
saying.
I know.
You guys hang on every. That's where you get television from. Give me the last shout out you got.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Pathologist,
Wonder why
whatever
there's
the
a
hell
bunch
the
of
rest of your
books on
name
the
is.
shelf.
You're
He's
ugly?
knowing.
He said some crazy stuff, right?
Nah, boy, spazzing out.
Yeah, he's spazzing. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Whatever.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't subscribe.
You're
Get the
gonna
fuck
have
out
to.
of here.
guys,
We're
don't
always gonna
take
have
it
to deal with that
personally.
shit.
Yeah, they ain't no worry about that. That's a broken person.
The way I look at it is,
You're not
it's-
secure, buddy.
This is the way to look
You're
at
not
it.
secure.
This is the way to look at it. It's still another chat number on the chat log that attributes to views and
boy say he a
so
broken
forth.
person.
He's just another number.
No, that's
More comments, good or bad,
definitely
or
call
good
in.
for the algorithm. That's all.
We love you.
Like, sir, are you broke? I'm sorry.
He can call in.
Be a
It's
king.
like a sucker.
He's not a high valued man.
All right, so
He's
you
a
got
bum,
last
probably.
shout outs, websites,
He's on High
whatever.
Street.
Hey
clothing.
man, just follow me on Instagram and at Izhon Waveiture. That's
Appreciate you
IZHON WAVEITURE. That's the website too. Just follow me. I'm just a man on a mission to just not better himself, but better the people around him.
Not a man on a mission.
You dig what I'm saying? Life is Nipsey Hussle said it best. Life is a marathon, and I'm gonna just keep lapping this thing until
Big
I
up
feel
you,
like,
bigger.
I think I got it figured out.
Waveiture.
Yes sir. That's the brand. The creative lifestyle. You dig what I'm saying?
.com or
Links,
where they get their shit? Your shit at?
IzhonWaveiture.com. IZHON WAVEITURE. Slowed it down for y'all. .com. Real simple. IzhonWaveiture.com. Hit that site. Yeah, then there you will be able to invest in your Waveiture to better your hair, to better your skin.
Oils.
Get some comfortable clothing, some
Balms.
comfortable slides for the feet.
Slides.
Then, while you there, make sure you step into the Gallery of Izhon for those who are looking to, reach their higher selves, reach the higher self, reach that God self energy. You dig what I'm saying? First thing that we got going for that is the conscious movement, because everything starts with consciousness. I'm wearing one of the t-shirts now. This is actually a design that I came up with myself.
Fly shit.
You dig what I'm saying? You seen it
That's
before.
one of my favorite joints.
You heard me? So that's basically where we at with it. We just trying to better ourselves, better our mentality, better our emotional intelligence as I was speaking about before, just bettering our the way we navigate this thing that we call life, and yeah, that's my goal, and I appreciate conversations like this because I love off the wall conversations because you grow and people don't understand consciously you grow the most when you're in a quote unquote uncomfortable environment. You dig what I'm saying?
You don't know till you know, right?
I try to stay in the cocoon if you ask me. You dig what I'm saying? Because as soon as you leave that cocoon, you feel like you got everything together, and I don't never want to feel like I got everything together because there's always more to know. There's always more.
If we've learned anything tonight, it's fuck ugly bitches.
As long as they have some goal for themselves.
Keep them in a cocoon.
I didn't say that.
No, 6 figures or not. Right?
Fuck ugly bitches. No.
All I'm gonna say is that to kind of give a little insight on the whole standard situation is I think it comes down to the partnership as a whole and whatever the two people in a relationship or that partnership or whatever title you want to give it decide to and whatever agreements that they come to in their own individual relationships, and that's on them. I don't think we should generalize anything like that. Somebody somebody say, I think Nadine, shout out to Nadine for tapping in. Somebody who could be unattractive to somebody could be beautiful to somebody else. Everything is once again.
There is a bell curve.
What's that word of the day that we were saying?
Bell curve.
Subjectivity.
Subjective. Everything is subjective at the end of the day. So it's just a matter of what you decide to agree to. And if you like it and the other person love it, then go ahead. If there's people out here looking for different things, and you just gotta understand
somebody else's,
right. What I look for in a relationship now, shout out to, my shorty if you tapped in,
Yeah, but so you better say the right thing, motherfucker.
You dig what I'm saying? But now what I'm saying is what I look for now and with the girl I'm, involved with now, I probably wasn't looking for, years behind because of the fact that I wasn't there. I didn't have those experiences that led to me wanting that. And I think a lot of times, your standards and what you're looking for in situations and relationships and work depends on that chapter of your life that you're in.
Changes over time.
Exactly. So, because we're constantly evolving. You dig what I'm saying? We're evolving beings. The person I was yesterday, I'm not today. Yeah. The person I am today, I won't be tomorrow. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of constantly being, and that's the reason why communication is key. When it comes to relationships and things like that, because we're constantly changing. I think Tyler Perry said it, something along the lines of people change every 5 years. You feel me? So we gotta just get to know ourselves more because we can't, sell who we are to the next person if we don't know who we are.
Boom.
Fuck that dog up. All right, I don't mean to cut you off, but
now you good, homie.
All right, so let's take a picture before we get out of here. Let's take your headphones off real quick. Let my dog is.
Take your headphones off, Justin.
Let's go outside.
It's a lot for you, right?
Shit.
What are we doing?
We're taking a picture. You either get over here to get in the picture or just get out of the picture. You could be.
He can lean in. He can lean in.
Just
move the mic.
Do the edit for the shit, it just kind of fucks it up. Well, as long as you don't cut him off.
Hold on.
Is he in enough? So he's not cutting him off.
Lean in more, Justo.
Yeah, the blue.
Lean
light
in,
out there.
lean in more, lean in more. Come in more, like lean in towards Lance. There we go.
Good.
Yep.
All right. So we'll say on the count of 3.
3.
1, 2, 3.
All right, let's do one more. Just to come in for a little further, okay?
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Perfect.
I don't think I'm playing.
We appreciate y'all.
Y'all, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for coming through,
Tune
bro.
in next
Appreciate
week.
you
Tell a
much,
friend
man.
to tell a
I appreciate
friend.
you having me. I appreciate
Always on
y'all inviting
Waveiture
me.
Media. You feel me? YouTube,
Waveiture.
same time, same place. Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, 8 p.m. We out this bitch. We will see you next week. Make sure you
Murder.
subscribe. All that
You
good stuff.
see,
I
I
already
mean-
said it all. I don't need to repeat it.
You already know I got
We
you,
out.
brother.
Look at what.
Rock bottle on the track, boy.
All that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the panda. Or you think we won't find ya? Look who hopped out that Honda. You get hit with a pole, now you're lacking the soul and it's on the panda. All that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the panda. Or you think we won't find ya? Look who hopped out that Honda. You get hit with a pole, now you're lacking the soul and it's on the panda. The panda, hop out that navy blue Honda. She get the drop, then we find ya. We get the sticks, come and find ya. We really around ya. Rush shotgun, we creep up behind ya. For cheese, we been beefing, ain't talking lasagna. Without reading palms, but he know where to find her. She posts in the corner, getting a grinder, waiting for niggas to line up. Nigga, I don't rhyme different, cause I grind different. When the time's distant or the shine different. If you blind, listen, I no politician. I never sell my soul, I be around some Christian. You staring, just know that I'm doing my thing. No name ringing bells if you just like the same. Hundreds of hands, just like he Honda. Straight bury y'all niggas, that's where they rely. Bro, that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the panda. Or you think we won't find ya? Look who hopped out that Honda. You get hit with a pole, now you're lacking the soul and it's on the panda. All that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the panda. Or you think we won't find ya? Look who hopped out that Honda. You get hit with a pole, now you're lacking the soul and it's on the panda.
I don't know why they hate this guy. I guess the way that I make the pies. I know this chick will be very thick. She set you up like the cable guy. I ain't talking about Jim Carrey. Y'all niggas funny, we been scary. You Peter Pan with them fairies. Pull up in mass like I'm Jim Carrey. That's crazy. You know Chabanda. She set you up, you a grinder. She got that juice Shabakanda. She had them niggas confined ya. She eat you out like piranha. She got a neck like a llama. Cool as the air in Bahamas. But she a big snake anaconda. Where she rockin' Mike Melisana. You lazy boy, she recline ya. For how you cockin' this time's up. Just like a barber, she whine ya. Yeah, these niggas is jelly. A shorty, I been in the belly. This is a 10 in the telly. Won't even pop ya. She cut your throat, just like the end in the belly. You sure, don't show up. Jump in the Honda Corolla. Stay with the green like the ogres. Niggas like Pepsi, they eat with the soda. Folks in the eat like the Yoda. Claim that be smokers. We got one season, this ogre. Shorty, she see you got coca. My niggas creepin', they smoking. Know that they be in they vultures. You want the beef, then it's over.
All that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the panda. Or you think we won't find ya? Look who hopped out that Honda. You get hit with a pole, now you're lacking the soul and it's on the panda. All that fake ass designer, leave you all in the limelight. You get stuck in the physical, shit getting critical, call up the